The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Sure shines, don't she? He sort of dazzles you.
Yeah. Looks nice. Powerful lot of work, though.
Yeah, but you don't mind a car like this, because when you get through, you know you got yourself a jewel.
That looks gorgeous.
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah, you sit behind the wheel of this car, and you got something to be proud of.
Oh, I know. I can't wait to get behind that wheel.
What's that?
Grandpa, Luke, I want to learn how to drive.
Drive? You?
Not in this car, you ain't.
Grandpa.
No, sir, ain't no woman gonna touch the delicate instruments of this fine piece of machinery. Besides, worst time out, you'd probably bust a fender or something.
Well, what makes you so sure of that?
'Cause you're a woman, that's why.
Grandpa, this is the 20th century. Lots of women drive.
Well, that don't make it right.
Sugar babe, now, why do you want to drive? Me and Grandpa will take you any place you need to go.
Sure.
That's exactly the reason. I've got to depend on you too much. Every time I want to go someplace, I've got to wait until you can take me.
Yeah, well, sometimes we're busy.
I know, that's just what I'm saying. You're out in the fields and the car's just sitting here all day. I could be using it.
You could, but you ain't. Now, look, Kate, we just can't take a chance on busting nothing. The cost of repairs nowadays is terrible. And then again, we wouldn't want you to hurt yourself neither, you know.
Grandpa's talking sense, sugar babe. Why, if anything happened to you, we'd just never forgive ourselves, would we? No.
Then you're both convinced that I shouldn't learn to drive?
Well, we'd take you any place you want to go.
All right, then.
Sugar babe?
Now, hold it, Luke, hold it. We're right, you know it.
Well, she looked awful mad.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, she's going to try to get around you, but don't you budge now.
Well, I'll try.
Try? This needs more than a try. This calls for do.
Yeah.
Now, look, Luke. You're the head of your family. You know what's right, and you've got to be firm about this, and you've got to tell them what to do, that's it, and no nonsense about it. Now, you understand?
Yeah.
Now, if she so much as mentions driving to you again, what are you going to do?
Huh?
Come on, boy, tell me. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll put my foot down.
Attaboy. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to pick some flowers for Kate. I figure as long as I'm going to put my foot down, it might pay to have something nice in my hand.
Well, now, I don't know what marriage does to a man to make his spine turn to jelly, but it's just pitiful. That's what it is, just pitiful.
Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, little Luke. Say, you want to take a ride into town with me? I'm going to go pick up some grain.
Oh, boy. Grandpa, while we're in town, will you buy me a dime's worth of jelly beans?
Absolute not. You know how Katie is about you eating too many sweets. Now, look, son, you was born with a perfect set of McCoy teeth. We don't want them springing no leaks.
Kate, I brought you some flowers.
Why, thank you, Luke. That's real sweet of you.
Kate, you're being awful nice. Just what are you up to?
Well, nothing. You brought me some flowers, and I thought it was sweet. Oh, you might put them in some water for me, Luke.
Oh, yeah, sure. Kate, honey, about this business of driving the car, you know, it's only for your own sake that you don't learn how.
Oh, I know, Luke. You're probably right. Really, it doesn't matter one way or the other.
It don't matter?
No. Oh, I think you're going to like this casserole, Luke. It's a recipe I got from Flory.
Oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to pretend that you ain't upset with me.
Well, I'm not. Oh, Luke, it's got everything you like in it. Peas, carrots, new potatoes, string beans.
Yeah, Kate. Kate, I'm your husband, and I know you. Deep down inside, it's just gnawing at you.
Don't be silly, Luke. Oh, Florrie said to put some bay leaves in it. Gives a real nice flavor.
Now, look,
you know?
sugar, I won't have you getting sick about this. If you're mad, just let it out, because if you hold it in, it'll just eat you up.
I'm not holding anything in.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I heard about folks that have real pains inside from it.
Luke, I'm not going to get sick. And even if I did get sick, what's so terrible about it? It's better than wrecking the family car.
You see, it is eating you up. Now, I don't want no more back talk, Kate. I made up my mind. After supper tonight, I'm taking you out for driving lessons.
You're going to tell Grandpa.
Oh. Well, Grandpa doesn't have to know about it right away. After you've had a couple of lessons and you can handle a car, then we'll tell him. Anyway, you be ready after supper tonight, you hear?
Well, whatever you say, Luke, honey.
Long-time hay wagon's in the way.
I'll jump on and guide you, Grandpa.
Guide me? Hey, watch this, little Luke. I can do this with my eyes closed.
Grandpa, maybe you should have had your eyes closed.
What?
I think you hit the hay wagon.
Ah, go on. I didn't hit nothing.
That nothing you hit made an awful lot of noise. Wowee!
Great balls of fire. How could that happen?
You hit the hay wagon.
Stop saying that! I couldn't hit the hay wagon. I never hit the hay wagon. Senor Grandpa, you hit the hay wagon. You too? Gee, wow, well, look at that. Now, remember, neither one of you seen this.
What do you mean, Grandpa? I was riding right alongside of you when it happened.
Your ears plugged up or something? I said you didn't see it.
Oh, you want to keep it a secret.
You goddamn tootin'. Come tomorrow morning, I'll run this car into town, get it fixed, and nobody'll be the wiser. Unless someone flaps their yaps about it. Get that?
Yes, sir.
You too, Pepina?
Oh, sí, señor Grandpa. Only
What?
Well, you know what a big blabbermouth I am.
Yeah?
See, and I was just thinking, if I had the night off to be with my Conchita, I would not be here. Now, if I was not here, I could not tell what it was I did not see.
See? I see it real good. That's the trouble with doing something sneaky. There's always a worse sneak around to take advantage of you. All right, take the night off. Gracias.
Grandpa?
What do you want?
Well, I was thinking too, Grandpa. If my mouth was full of jelly beans, and I was busy chewing them, well, I couldn't talk.
No, sir. I ain't going to be blackmailed by my grandson.
Grandpa!
I said no. Now you leave me be. I got to fix this so the rest of them won't see it.
Yep. All right, George. Yeah, I'll give him the message. Right. Goodbye. Hey, sugar, babe. Grandpa's going bowling with George tonight. Works out perfect. We'll be clear for the driving lesson.
Oh, that's wonderful, Luke. I'm so excited.
Oh, Grandpa. Grandpa, George just called and he said he'd pick you up right after supper for your bowling date.
Oh, good. I need the exercise. Ow.
I guess you won't be using the car tonight, huh?
No, I won't. You won't figure on using it, was you?
No. Why? We wasn't fixing to use the car for anything, were we, sugar?
Well, no reason for us to go out in the car that I can think of.
Good.
What made you ask?
Well, the car's had a lot of use today, being in town and all. You know, a fine car is just like a fine horse. Got to be rested now and then, you know.
Say, Grandpa, when you're in town bowling tonight, would you buy me a bag of jelly beans?
Luke, you know I don't like you eating sweets all the time.
You heard what she said, little Luke.
Say, you should have seen what just happened outside.
Now, Kate, I don't see no reason why the boy can't have some candy once in a while. I'll get some jelly beans, son.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Yeah, don't mention it. I'll get it all cleaned up for supper, won't you? Get to your room. Sneaks. Everywhere you go. Sneaks.
That's it. Then take your right foot and give it a little gas. Go ahead.
It's running.
Yeah. You started off by yourself. Now, wasn't that easy?
Is that enough for the first lesson?
No. We're going out for a little spin. You just pay attention to what I tell you. It's going to be easy here. Now, you see that over there, that pedal? Well,
yeah.
That's the clutch pedal. Now, you step down on that. Go ahead. Step down all the way to the floorboard. Here. Now, give me your hand. Here. Now, you're going to shift it into low. That's shift it into first gear.
Oh, Luke, I'm scared.
Don't be silly. You're doing fine. Now, you let the clutch out. You just kind of lift your left foot off the floor slow and easy like, and at the same time with your right foot, you just press down slow on the gas pedal. All right, now, go ahead. Same time.
All right.
Go on.
Knew it, we crashed.
No, we didn't. We probably just hit a milk pail or something we didn't see.
No, Luke, I think I hit the hay wagon.
You couldn't have hit the hay wagon. All you did was start it up. Holy cow!
What is it? Oh, Luke, isn't that supposed to be up there? Oh, Luke, what have I done?
Well, I'm afraid you hit the hay wagon.
Grandpa was right. I wrecked the car the first time out.
Now, honey, now.
What's he going to say when he finds out what I've done?
Well, I'm afraid he's going to let out a holler we could hear. No, he ain't. Because he ain't going to find out that you done it. Kate, I'm going to tell him that I done it.
Oh, no, Luke, you can't.
Now, listen to me. It only makes sense. After what he said this morning, if he finds out you done it, he's going to let out a holler you can hear clear back to West Virginia.
We've done enough lying already.
Yeah, but just this once. It's for the best. Believe me. Now, come on.
If I weren't a woman, it never would have happened. Because I'm born a woman anyway.
Sugar babe, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd take you over a busted fender any day. Now, come on.
Whoa. You two still up, buddy?
Yeah, Grandpa. Grandpa, why don't you set yourself down? There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Well, what's this all about?
Well, Grandpa, it's about the car.
The car? You didn't go no place in it, did you?
Oh, no. We couldn't. The fenders tore off.
Fender? Tore off?
That's right.
Our fender? Sure?
Well, of course I'm sure.
You know? Well, now, Luke, these things happen.
I did it.
And you know, don't pay to get excited about them, 'cause... You done it?
Yeah, that's right, Grandpa. I sort of backed into the corner of the hay wagon and, well, I tore the fender clean off.
Well, now. You sure you done it?
No, Luke,
Hey?
there's no use trying to protect anybody. We both know who did it.
You do?
It was me, Grandpa.
You?
Well, Luke was trying to teach me how to drive. I know you warned me against it, but... Oh, Grandpa, I wrecked the car the first time out. Well, go ahead, Grandpa. Say what you have to say. I deserve it. Well, go on, Grandpa. Yell at me. Scream at me.
Why, scream at you. She busted a fender? So what?
You mean you're not mad at me?
Mad at you? Why, honey? Why should I get mad at you? The deed is done. Just leave it be a lesson to you that when your grandpa tells you something, you just listen.
Oh, I learned that, Grandpa. Believe me, I did. And... Well, thank you for being so sweet and understanding.
That's all right, sweetie. And as for the car, don't you worry your pretty little head about it. Just come tomorrow morning, we just run her into town, get her fixed. Soon be forgot about. Good night, all. Well, we looked over the damage. $16 or $17 ought to fix it up as good as new.
I still can't understand how that fender got tore off. If Kate touched it at all, she'd just give it a little...
Look, why rehash it all over again? It's done, and now all we got to do is worry about it getting fixed up. You go get the cookie jar, see if there's enough money to pay.
No, Grandpa. You're not going to take the money out of the cookie jar.
Oh, where else are we going to get it?
But, Grandpa, that's the money we've been saving to buy you a new suit.
Well, I just have to get along without a new suit for the time being.
No, Grandpa. It ain't fair for you to suffer over something that's all my fault.
Well, it can't be helped, Kate.
Oh, yes, it can, Luke. I'll get that money some way. I'll take in sewing. I've done it before. I can do it again.
Kate, you don't have to do that. I told you I don't need a suit. The old one's plenty good.
But I want to, Grandpa. It's my responsibility. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go call some of my friends right now. I'm going to see if they've got some dresses they need fixing.
No, Kate.
Jean Hardwick said she has some dresses that need lengthening.
By golly, one thing you got to say about my Kate. She's got character, huh, Grandpa? She's a real McCoy, ain't she?
Yeah, she sure is. I guess we best get back to work, huh?
Yeah, I'll get the tractor started up.
Yeah, Pepina, you can pitch hay with me.
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather work with Luke.
Me, too.
What do you want?
Grandpa, I want to forget about our deal.
You mean about that night off? How can you forget it? You already done took it.
Then I'll give it back. On my next day off, I will work to make up for it.
Now listen, Pepina.
Senor Grandpa, I am ashamed to be a part of this.
Grandpa, take back your jelly beans.
Well, you hardly touched them, son.
I'd rather eat honest spinach than crooked jelly beans.
Now listen to both of you. Let me explain.
Senor Grandpa, there is only one explanation to what you have done. Es una acción muy deshonesta y estoy muy avergonzado.
That goes for me, too.
Well, it was a mighty fine supper, Kate. Mighty fine.
Thank you, Grandpa.
No one can fix victuals like Kate can.
Thank you, Grandpa.
I'll get it. Hello?
I wish Kate would quit moping and forget all this. I have.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Wilkins. I'll get her. Just a second. Kate, it's for you.
Thank you, Hassie. Hello? Oh, yes, Miss Wilkins. I did leave a call for you. I remember you saying at the PTA meeting how you need a babysitter sometimes, and I just wanted to tell you I'm available. Oh, yes, any night of the week. Oh, and Miss Wilkins, if you need any washing or ironing done, I can use all the work I can get. And I'd appreciate it if you'd tell your friends. Thank you, Miss Wilkins. Goodbye now.
Kate, you ain't gonna do none of them things. It's too much.
Grandpa's right, Kate.
But how else am I going to raise all that money?
You don't have to raise no money. No sewing, no ironing, no babysitting, no nothing. Because you didn't wreck that car.
What?
That fender was tore off before you sat down behind that steering wheel.
Grandpa, are you sure?
I ought to be. I'm the one that done it. And I got Peppino and little Luke as witnesses. It happened yesterday morning. I was ashamed to admit it after the way I talked to Kate about her driving and all. And then when she stepped up and said she done it, why,
You seen an easy way out, so you let Kate take the blame.
It's right, Luke. I'm ashamed of myself, but I ain't going to ask for forgiveness because I don't deserve none.
I'll say you don't deserve it. Why, do you know that Kate's been worrying herself sick about this? She's been willing to do any kind of work just to pay for what you done?
Well, she ain't going to have to because we're going to use the money out of the cookie jar. I wouldn't have felt right of wearing that goddamn suit anyways. I'm the one that done the damage, so it's up to me to make it right. And that ain't all I want to do. Kate? I want to learn you how to drive.
Never mind, Grandpa. I can teach my own wife.
Now, Luke, Grandpa admitted it was all his fault. I'm willing to forget it. And if he wants to teach me, I'd like him to.
Well, if you say so. All right, Grandpa, you can do it.
Thank you, Luke. Senor Grandpa, you have done a wonderful thing, so I will not break our deal. I will keep the night off I took.
You're a good Grandpa, and I forgive you, too. To prove it, I'll take back my jelly beans. Thank you.
Thank all of you.
Well, congratulations, Mr. McCoy. Your wife got a driver's license. This is a temporary one, Mrs. McCoy. The permanent one will be mailed to you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did it, Sugar Babe.
Oh, Grandpa, I just want to say right now I couldn't have done it without your help.
Oh, I dared to do it, Kate.
Now, come on, hop in. I'll drive us home.
Kate, you'll drive.
Well, yes, I got my license now, haven't I? Come on.
Now, you be careful, Sugar Babe. Cars is tricky, you know.
Luke, I've been practicing for 2 weeks, and I passed the test, didn't I? You ought to have a little faith in me. Sorry.
Grandpa? Grandpa!
You all right, Grandpa?
I'm all right.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
You sure do look pretty, Sugar Babe.
Oh, Grandpa, you like this dress?
I ain't got nothing personal against it. What you all decked out for? Tomorrow's church day.
Well, I'm going to a meeting down at the school. We're making the plans to decorate the auditorium for Veterans Day. But bye now. See you later.
Bye, Sugar.
Why is it that when one and two women get together, even if it's just to discuss the time of day, they gotta try and outdeck each other? Oh, darn women. Spend more time decorating the auditorium than be better off than decorating the shafts.
Why are you so riled up, Grandpa? All she's doing is going down to school. Oh, I get it. Veterans Day's coming up again.
Veterans Day ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh, hogwash. You start growling every year at this time just because you never was one.
Well, I tried, and the government wouldn't let me in. They said I was a farmer, and farming is important. Right. I help feed the soldiers, but nobody plays bands and makes speeches on Stomach Day.
Grandpa, how many times have I got to tell you? You did your part. You got just as much right to hum the Star-Spangled Banner as anybody. Now, why don't you lean back and just simmer down?
Oh.
song. And he's got medals, too.
For singing?
No, for fighting in the First World War.
Well, my pa got one for fighting in the Second World War. Hey, little Luke, what did your family do? Fight. What else? All McCoys are fighters. Hey, what was your brother Luke? Was he in the Army or the Navy? Well, he was too young to get in.
What about your grandpa? What'd he do?
He never did tell me, but I know why. He's not one to brag. Grandpa, I didn't see you on the porch. Grandpa, which war was you in?
Well,
Oh, were you a pilot in the last one, Mr. McCoy?
no, I was a mite old.
To be a pilot?
No, to get in.
Tell him what you do in World War I.
Well, in that one, I had special assignments.
Spy?
You know, the government asked me to keep the boys full of victuals, you see. You heard it said that the army moves on its stomach, ain't you?
You see, my grandpa was in charge of food. Mess sergeant overseas.
No, farmer, West Virginia.
You mean he stayed home during the war, Mr. McCoy? Don't you say that about my grandpa.
Now, hold on a little. You know, in a war, everybody has something to do in their own special way, you see. Some of them carries guns, and some of them plants potatoes. Hey, boys, wait. Come back here. You didn't go back far enough. Nobody asked me about the Spanish-American War.
Gee, Grandpa, we're studying that in school. Were you really in the Spanish-American War?
Well, I ain't one to talk.
Were you with the Rough Riders, Mr. McCoy?
With the who? Oh, the Rough Riders. Yeah, they were a pretty rough bunch, now that I come to think about it.
And did you store up San Juan Hill?
Well, after all, that hill was in the way, and I had to get me on the other side of it. Now, go on, you kids. Go on, sit down. Go on, play. Cut out all this war talk.
All right, man. Cheer!
Oh, hi, Hash. What are you gaping at?
Grandpa, you must have been 7 years old when you were charging with Teddy Roosevelt.
Why, that's nothing but a detail. There was a McCoy, there was a bugler boy at 8 in the Civil War.
But the Army doesn't take soldiers that young.
Well, what does a woman know about campaigning? Suppose now as a spy. You think the enemy would ever suspect a 7-year-old boy?
Corporal McCoy, the Rough Riders, sir. Reporting for duty. San Juan Hill must be taken. Let us not wrecking the cars. Ours is to do or die. Just give us the word, sir. When do we charge?
San Juan Hill? Charge?
What's wrong with you, little Luke?
Just playing war like any red-blooded American boy.
But the Spanish-American War? Ain't that kind of an old war for a 10-year-old to be playing?
Well, does a war have to be new like a dress or something?
I sure felt good in front of those fellers, Grandpa. I bet you beat Teddy Roosevelt up that hill.
What was you and Teddy Roosevelt doing up on a hill?
Hey, Grandpa, what's this all about?
Now, hold your horses. Simmer down. Simmer down. Couldn't explain it while little Luke was in the room. But you see them two little boys you're playing with there, they was sort of giving him a hard time. Seems like some of their folks has done some soldiering, you see. Now, there ain't none of us McCoys here has ever been in a real fighting war. So I give little Luke just what he needed. A real, live fighting McCoy.
Who's that?
Me, of course.
In the Spanish-American War?
Why does everybody keep saying that? It's a respectable war.
Well, yeah, but you ain't telling the truth, Grandpa.
Well, now, when a boy's in trouble, it ain't no sin to sort of give the truth a little nudge, you know.
Well, how could you lie to little Luke, even to make him feel better?
I told you the boy needed it. I just stretched the truth a mite. Well, I just seen what it done for him. You see that light shining in his eyes?
Them other boys is bound to find out the truth.
Oh, hush, Kate. Kids ain't like that. They talk about something else, football or something, and like as not, that's the last you ever hear of it.
Well, all right, Grandpa, but don't go telling little Luke you was an all-American halfback.
Well, I did play some.
Kate? Oh, I wonder where she is. I'm getting hungry.
Oh, she's probably at another one of them Veterans Day meetings. Women gab while the men starve. Now, Kate, I don't mind you going to them meetings, but us men's got to have a victuals.
Now, Grandpa, don't get me more riled than I already am after listening to what they were saying at that meeting.
Well, about what?
About Grandpa, how he was storming up San Juan Hill, cutting his way through a wall of living flesh, side by side with Teddy Roosevelt, until he was cut down by a bullet wound in his leg.
Me? Storming up a hill with Teddy Roosevelt?
That's what they said.
Cackling bunch of old hens.
Grandpa, getting mad at them ain't gonna help any. You've got to stop this story here and now.
Kate's right, Grandpa.
I can't.
What you got to?
Do you want me to tell that boy that there ain't nary a living McCoy that ever done battle? Put out that shining light in his eye. Jump the rug out from under him.
Grandpa, you worried about the rug under little Luke or under yourself?
Hitting low, Luke. Hitting low. I'll get it. You're Captain McCoy, ain't you?
Captain?
Kind of took you by surprise, didn't it? Hearing yourself called by your rightful rank after all these years. I only got up to the sergeant myself, Captain.
Put on his uniform and got me to drive him out here just so he could shake your hand, Captain.
Well, that's rightly nice of you to come by, but we're mighty busy right now, if you don't mind.
What is it, Grandpa?
Nothing, Kate, nothing.
Floyd Armbruster's the name, ma'am. And this here's my boy Vance, head of the Legion Post. I just had to come out and pay my respects to your grandpa, ma'am.
Won't you come in? Both of you.
How do, Mr. Armbruster? Come on in.
I serve on the Veterans Day Decorating Committee with your wife, Mr. Armbruster.
Lottie tells me you girls are really planning wonders with all that crepe paper, Mrs. McCoy.
Sit yourself down, both of you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ma'am, but I'm still soldier enough not to sit as long as officer is standing.
An officer?
Now, will you kindly set yourself down?
Well, as soon as word reached the Legion Post about what you did at San Juan Hill, Poppy was bound and set on visiting you.
You know, there ain't many of us old Spanish-American war vets left, Captain. There's even less than you think, Mr. Armbruster. I just told you didn't call me Captain.
What modesty. Just one of the soldiers. But that figures.
It does?
Sure, living here amongst us a whole year and keeping such a glowing war record hidden.
Yeah, it must have been a tough trip. You're carrying Teddy Roosevelt on your back clean to the top of San Juan Hill. The most inspiring thing I ever heard of. What was he like, Captain? Heavy. Not to be unneighborly, Mr. Armbruster, but we got chores that's got to be done. Yeah, of course, Captain, of course. Well, sir, this has been a rare occasion, my visit with you, and I ain't going to forget it.
Well, he ain't likely to forget it neither.
Yeah. Just one more thing.
Is there something else?
Seeing as how we're all here, we thought maybe we'd get a peek at your medals.
My medals? Guess they must have run clean out of medals. I never got mine.
But your grandson, little Luke, told my boy all about your medals in school.
Oh, this is where all that come from. There, you see?
It's not fair about your medals, and it's right that you should have them, for no man ever earned them more. I think my grandson earned himself something, too. In that story, the way he done.
I'd be proud of my grandpappy, too, if I was him. Well, we'll see you at the meeting, Mr. McCoy.
Meeting? What meeting?
Why, there's only one meeting a year. The Veterans Day meeting. Imagine me sitting up on that platform alongside of you all during the service, Captain. About them medals. It's a darn shame about them, and something should be done about it.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. McCoy.
You're a big hero.
Now you just set yourself down there. I could have a straight talk with you.
Something wrong, Grandpa?
Now, little Luke, you know a lie, even the little lie is wrong, don't you?
Sure, Grandpa.
Of course, the little one ain't as bad as the big one, especially if there's a reason for the little lie, which is told only to keep from making somebody miserable. You understand?
Sure. Only I don't know what you're saying.
I don't. Eh? Well, I'll try again. Now, look, you've been talking a lot of hogwash about me and this Teddy Roosevelt.
Well, maybe I did make up a little. So Billy Willis didn't believe anything. So I had to sort of tell him more things to convince him. And then all the other kids wanted to hear about you and Teddy Roosevelt, so I had to keep telling them.
Luke, it's high time you know the truth about me and the Spanish-American War. I tried 3 times to enlist in that there army. The first time, the recruiting fella told me that he said, "Son, we're all full up with soldiers today." And the second time, he said they want uniform my size.
They couldn't stop you, huh, Grandpa?
Well, the third time, you see, I wasn't taking no chances. So I went down to the railroad station and I climbed on one of them troop trains, and the head soldier a fella with a walrus mustache, he took me to one side and he gave me a good talking to.
Then you told him how much you wanted to get in.
No, he told me it was just as important to have farmers as it was to have soldiers at the front. So I went back to farm, and I've been there ever since.
You mean you wasn't in the war at all?
That's right, little Luke. I tried awful hard, but I just couldn't make it. You see, I wasn't but 7-year-old at the time.
You were only 7? You were littler than me?
Yeah, and scrawnier. Now, little Luke, you gotta explain this to all your friends at school and clean up this mess.
But I can't, Grandpa.
What do you mean you can't? You got to.
Well, everyone will laugh at me. I'll end up being the biggest nobody in school.
Well, if you don't tell him, you'll end up with a sorest.
Grandpa, you promised now.
Now, look, this is between me and little Luke.
Now, hold on, Grandpa. Are you expecting the boy to tell his friends that he's been lying?
Well, that's what he's been doing, ain't he?
Well, I didn't see you jump up to tell the truth when Mr. Armbruster and his son was here.
Well, that ain't exactly the same.
No, it's worse than the same. Grandpa, if I was you, instead of trying to get little Luke to straighten things out for you, I'd start thinking about what I was going to do sitting up on that platform come Veterans Day.
Grandpa, you're going to be up on that platform? Wow, that's really something.
Now, little Luke, you really think it's all right for me to go on pretending I'm a veteran?
Well, sure, Grandpa. If you don't say nothing, I won't.
Don't make me ashamed, you boy. Now, you listen to me. You're going to tell every one of them boys the unvarnished truth, else I don't want to talk to you no more.
But I can't, Grandpa. I can't.
I've been took by the miseries. All aches and twinges. I'm coming down with something.
Yeah, I figured you'd be coming down with something, this being Veterans Day.
What's one got to do with the other? Let's have something to eat, Kate.
Well, sure, Grandpa. I'll fix you some dry toast and a coddled egg.
I want a mite more than that. Maybe a stack of flapjacks in 3 or 4 eggs. You wouldn't want me to starve in bed, would you?
Morning. Hey, Grandpa, you ain't dressed yet.
Luke, will you explain to my grandson just how bad I'm ailing?
Grandpa ain't going to the services. See, he's too sick.
Oh, gee. My whole class was looking forward to seeing you sitting up there on the platform.
Will you kindly tell him how broke up I am about disappointing his classmates?
I heard you.
I ain't talking to you, and you know why. Luke, when you get to the meeting, you tell the folks how sick I am. And you tell them why I couldn't come. Hmm? Luke?
No, I won't, Grandpa.
You tell him, Kate?
No, Grandpa. Me neither.
You, Hassie?
No, Grandpa.
I'll tell him, Grandpa.
You will? You can't tell him. I'm still mad at you.
Well, Grandpa, this is no good. Letting little Luke cover up for you, you covering up for yourself. What are you going to do next Veterans Day, and the year after that, and the year after that? You going to keep playing sick?
Grandpa, you gotta stop this now.
Please, Grandpa.
All right. I'm getting dressed, and I'm going to that meeting.
You gonna sit up on the platform, Grandpa?
I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to tell the whole dead, blasted, miserable truth and be done with it.
Oh, that's
Attaboy,
great,
Grandpa.
What about you? I didn't hear from you. You with me? Yeah, I guess it don't matter. Probably throw stones at me, but leastwise one of us McCoys will be a telling the truth.
Now that we've paid our respects to the veterans of World War I and II, I'd like to talk about a man who belongs to a war we don't think about much anymore. He's attending one of our meetings for the first time today. As a matter of fact, he's sitting right next to my own father. I imagine everyone here has heard the story that's going around about him.
Mr. Armbuster.
How he personally knew one of our late and great presidents.
Mr. Armbuster.
Yes, Mr. McCoy?
We gotta talk. You can't go no further.
Mr. McCoy, I was just...
I don't deserve your cheers. The Spanish-American War was a long time ago. Now, this is a rightly nice Veteran Day service. What I'm trying to say is, well, I'm having trouble saying it.
You can say it, Grandpa.
Little Luke.
Us McCoys gotta stick together. That's what you always say. So I figured I should stay here with you.
You figured right, boy. Now that I got my thoughts collected, I think you're all entitled to know the truth of this thing. And I'm going to give it to you plain and simple. I never was in Cuba. I wasn't in the Spanish-American War neither, and no other war. Now I'm going to take me and my family and clean all out of here and leave you decent folks to yourselves.
Hold on, Mr. McCoy. I know all about what you just told us. In fact, I was going to talk about it myself before you jumped up and interrupted me.
You know all about it?
My pa wrote the War Department in Washington to find out why you didn't get your medals. And they told us everything.
The War Department? Well, how did they know about it?
Now, you just sit down, Mr. McCoy. And you too, little Luke. And listen. I want to read you this report from the War Department concerning Amos McCoy. It contains a letter written over 50 years ago. This morning at the train station, I met a 7-year-old boy named Amos McCoy trying to serve our cause. He had tried to enlist twice before and now was stowing away aboard our troop train. I counseled him to return to his father's farm, where he could be of more service to us than on the fighting front.
He's talking about that fellow with the walrus mustache.
Please, Mr. McCoy. The letter continues. I believe that this simple incident illustrates better than any other the true and lasting spirit of our great nation. This young boy's actions make him just as much a hero as any man in uniform. Let his youthful patriotism be an inspiration to us all. The letter was addressed to the Secretary of War and was written by the commander of the Rough Riders, Colonel Theodore Roosevelt.
Congratulations, my boy. Folks, I'd like to pay my respects to that grand soldier, Colonel Teddy Roosevelt, for taking time out to write a letter about a 7-year-old boy. Considering that when he put me off the train, I kicked him in the shins.
The Real McCoys. Starring Walter Brennan. Created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as McCoys.
Wow, that was a wonderful supper, Sugar Baby.
Yeah, sure was delicious. Sure was.
Well, thank you, everybody. Oh, can I get some more
No,
coffee?
you stay right there. I get it myself now. Thank you just the same, Kate. Don't nobody move.
What's the matter? What's wrong with that?
Make believe like you're still eating. Make believe you don't see nothing.
I don't have to make believe. I can't see nothing.
George, look at me. Keep eating while I get my shotgun. We got ourselves a redskin prowler.
A redskin what?
Prowler!
You know what he's talking about?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
An Indian.
You must be the man Grandpa was talking about. Well, come on in.
Now, where's them goddamn shotgun shells?
Grandpa must have thought we was in for scalping. Something we can do for you, mister?
Seek water. We should cook food. Find no water in creek.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the creek's been dried up for about a month now. We've been having a dry spell around here.
We're kind of cutting down on water ourselves, but I guess I could spare you enough to cook a meal.
Luke, did you use all them shells?
Yeah, they're around someplace, Grandpa. You are an Indian, aren't you?
Arapaho.
There's no doubt he's real.
He's a real Indian, all right. No cow would have a feather growing out of his hat.
Oh, let me have your pail there. Luke, this ain't much of a meal for a growed man. There's just a few greens in here.
Everybody sit tight now. They'll have this gun loaded in a jiffy.
Mister, we're not having anything fancy, but, well, we'd be mighty pleased if you'd join us for supper.
Little flower, very kind.
Little flower. Ain't that nice?
Yeah, this might not be Arapaho cooking, but it's tasty and mighty filling.
I eat with you.
Why don't you sit over here? While you go through the stew, I'll explain what you're eating.
Luke.
Yeah. Sometimes Kate's stews can be kind of mysterious.
Find those shells, but this'll scare them good and proper. What's she doing inside?
Oh, Grandpa, this is,
Sigawara.
Mr. Seekawata, this is Grandpa McCoy.
Yeah, he's Arapaho.
West Virginia.
Grandpa, you can put the shotgun down now. Mr. Seekawata's going to stay and have supper with us.
I asked him, Grandpa, he wanted some water to cook these.
Boy, them poor water-starved things is our turnips and greens. You camping on our land?
I see no sign. I stop truck, put up teepee.
Well, now, wait a minute. It's one thing to have a meal with us, another thing to go camping on all over the place.
You're welcome to camp on our land.
Say you can stay, Grandpa. Gosh, it ain't every day we can have an Indian eat with us.
Well, all right. I guess you can stay if, that is, if you...
I'll go see who it is.
Say, you got a whole tribe of squaws and papooses that camped outside there?
Sigawara travel alone. No family.
Senor Alba, it's Senor McMichaels. He wants to talk to you and Luke.
All right, George, I'll be out in a minute.
No hurry.
Well, I guess you can stay, mister.
Sigawara grateful. My forefathers grateful. We wish happiness to McCoy tribe on wings of fortune.
Well, thank you. Just be careful of the bottles and the cans, huh?
Sit yourself down.
Hi, George.
Evening, George.
Well, what can I do for you?
Amos, I'm calling all the farmers in this area. Collecting money to pay for that rain-making airplane fella.
Oh, that again. Well, George, I told you at the last Grange meeting that I wasn't interested. Now, as far as I'm concerned, we'll get the rain when the good Lord's ready for it.
Grandpa, I wish you'd reconsider. You're the only one who don't believe in it.
Amos McCoy, you're a backward, stubborn old fool.
I ain't as old as you. Ain't making rain. Why, that's hogwash.
It ain't hogwash.
Why, Amos, it works slick as can be. This airplane goes up whenever a cloud comes over. Drops a few bits of dry ice or iodine crystals into it, and easy as falling into a horse trough, the cloud opens up and spills rain over it.
The Farmer's Digest had a big article about it. It worked real fine in Oklahoma and Kansas.
Oh, that's the trouble with you folks that can read. You believe everything is wrote. Why, this is like taking a big club and getting after Mother Nature and trying to make her do her chores in a hurry. And you can't force nature.
Oh, Grandpa.
Now, look, I ain't one rat sinning and no rain-making divas. Good night, George.
Look, I'll swear your grandpa is the most backward, ornery, stubborn, miserable, hateful friend I got.
When I'm 40-year-old, my people make me chief.
A real chief? Chief Sikawata? Gosh, isn't that something, Grandpa?
It sure is.
Grandpa, can we talk someplace?
Hey, look, I don't want to hear no more about that airplane. Now, look, sit yourself down here and try to be polite. We're just getting to know the chief here.
Chief?
Young brave not believe?
Oh, sure he does.
I show you. Tell about Sikawata. Now, you read.
Hey, you read it, Luke?
No. You read. You chief here.
Well, Chief, I just don't like to read on top of a heavy meal. And Luke reads for our family.
It's an advertisement for a Wild West show back in 1916.
I was big, strong, powerful chief then. Read.
Yeah, it says here, coming soon. Buffalo Bill's Wild West Cavalcade, starring Annie Oakley, and presenting for your amazement, Chief Sikawata.
Golly.
Wait a minute, there's more. It says Chief Sikawata performing his tribal magic.
Well, ain't that something? You pulled a rabbit out of the hat, did you, Chief?
No, rabbit, no. I bring flower from stone. I bring tree from sand. I bring horse from ground.
Golly.
Sikawata not make magic many moons. After last show close, get truck, roam country, chop wood, pick fruit, beans.
Well, Chief, you're welcome to stay 4 or 5 nights, just providing you don't mistake our cow for a buffalo.
Yeah, you can sleep in the barn if you like.
Dry weather like this, cooler in teepee under sky.
Well, you suit yourself. Say, we better be getting our rest. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow.
Yeah. This hot spell's been ripening our fruit too fast, and the ground's just covered with it.
Plenty dry. No water long time.
Yeah, too long.
I fix. You share food with Sikawata. Sikawata pay you back. I bring rain.
Bring rain? You kidding?
Well, that's rightly nice of you, Chief. You go right ahead. As long as you got nothing better to do, we'd appreciate it.
Maybe 1 day, maybe 6. I bring rain soon. I go now. Grateful little flower from Mystery Stew.
Bye.
Bye, Chief.
Bye.
Hey, Grandpa, now, you don't really believe he's going to make rain.
Don't be an idiot. But can't you see the old fella's grateful for us feeding him? Now, you take a fella like that that's been famous, he ain't one to take something for nothing.
Well, I don't know, Grandpa. You look pretty interested there for a minute.
Oh, you're hitting about the airplane, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, you can just forget about it, because it's going to rain when the good Lord pulls out the stopper. Mind out of wind, are you? And dance will sure get to you.
When I younger, many times I dance 2 weeks without stop.
Ain't no business to be in if you got corns, that's for sure. Well, I guess we'll go in. It looks time you go to bed. Thanks for the show, Chief.
Sikawata grateful. If white chief helps Sikawata dance to evil spirit, very important for bring rain.
Me dance? Oh, no.
No. You stand. I dance round. Now, you be evil spirit. I bring mask.
You tell the chief I got things to do.
Don't go, Grandpa. You gotta help the chief.
Don't do that, little Luke. Don't stretch that grandpa like that. It ain't nice. Besides, that kind of dancing's out of my line. Well, I can't even carry a tune.
Grandpa, the chief would feel real good if you'd help him out.
All right.
You put on.
Couldn't you dance around me instead of me putting on that?
Must wear mask of evil spirit.
Come on, Grandpa, put it on.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know whether it'll fit me or not. What size is it, 7.5? Show me your foolish in here.
It looks swell.
You stand here. Come. Beat drum. I dance.
I ain't going to stay in here but a minute. Too hot to be indoors on a night like tonight.
Grandpa, here comes Mr. McMichaels and Luke. Maybe they'll help us, too.
What, Michael? He can't see me in this. Now, little Luke, if anybody asks anything, you tell him you ain't seen hide nor hair of me. You understand? Go on.
Little Luke, where's Grandpa?
Ain't seen hide nor hair of him.
What's the old Indian doing?
Making rain for us.
Making rain for... Ha, that's a good one. Your grandpa won't have to hire an airplane that guarantees to make rain, but he'll go for this Indian hocus pocus. Who's in the truck?
Nobody.
You're sure your grandpa ain't in there? I'll take a look for myself.
If that ain't Grandpa in there, then that's the Indian's helper.
Nukamangi.
See? I told you that ain't Grandpa.
Well, if it ain't, this fella's a dead ringer.
Oh, no, George. No, this fella's a mite younger and better looking.
Yeah, that's right, love. You know, your grandpa ain't so bright, but he ain't dumb enough to believe all this Indian hocus pocus is going to bring rain.
No.
All right, I ain't making rain. I just come out here to invite him a friend to dance with him. I mean to watch him dance. Yeah, look, folks all over the world paid money to see the show, and I just figured me and little Lucas in for nothing.
You know, Emerson, you ought to wear that thing all the time. It makes you look much more friendly.
This will be it.
Am I tired?
Oh. What's the matter with you lately, boy? You're getting older before your time.
Oh, I ain't sleeping nights, that's all.
Well, you ought to be used to the heat by now.
Well, it ain't the heat that's keeping me awake. It's the chief out there beating on that rain-making drum. You know, he pounded on that thing until way after midnight last night. He's been at it for 3 days now. Grandpa, why don't we just tell him to give up?
Oh, Luke, I can't hurt his feelings. I expect he'd give up by himself today, so won't be on his way.
Well, I hope so. Oh, hi, Sugar Babe.
Hello.
What's the matter? You look a little upset.
I got every right to look upset.
Your town shoes pinching?
Something much more worse.
It's downright humiliating, that's what. And all because you wouldn't put money in that airplane.
What's that?
Everybody in town thinks we hired Chief Sikawati instead.
The whole town thinks it's a big joke. I went into the drugstore for a glass of water, and they say I would have to dance for it.
George McMichael's the cause of this. You ought to pull that wagging tongue of his out so far he can use it for a shoehorn.
Look, Grandpa, that ain't gonna help none. What you gotta do is tell the chief to stop that dancing out there.
I know it sounds downright unfriendly, Grandpa, but it's got to be done. Us McCoys has all become a laughing stock.
Yeah, and it ain't gonna get no better in the next couple of days.
Well, I can't shoo him off in the place, Luke. He's got to be like a friend.
But, Grandpa, can't you just tell him in a nice way?
You can do it.
Right after we finish having supper tonight, just take him in the living room and set him down nice and friendly and just say.
All right, I'll do it. I'll say, Chief, This is the last dance.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Chief.
Little Flower, good kitchen squaw. Make Chief plenty strong. Can dance now week without stopping.
Oh, no, don't do that. Well, I mean, you dance
I'll handle
nice,
it, Luke.
though.
I'll handle it. Set yourself down, Chief.
Old Chief McCoy got something in head. Spill tongue to me as friend.
Well, first off, we think you done a first-rate job out there.
Job not finished.
We're satisfied with what you done. You got a nice bunch of clowns gathered up there.
We're not complaining. That's what we want you to understand.
What I had in my head to say was, we sure appreciate what you done.
Grandpa, why don't you let Luke tell the Chief what you got in your mind?
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Luke has always had a better knack for turning the word than me.
Old Chief McCoy find hard to say what is in heart.
Yeah, I might. Sit down, Chief. Come on down. Sit down.
First off, I'd like to say how much we appreciate what you've done.
Well, I already done said that.
Go ahead, Luke.
Well, you know that outfit that you've been wearing and that drum you've been pounding on? Well, they sure have given us a lot of pleasure.
Drum hand down to me by forefathers.
Yeah, well, there ain't nothing wrong with hand-me-downs.
Getting farther away from the subject all the time.
Well, if you think it's so easy, you sit down there.
All right, I will. Chief Sikawata,
Yes, little mountain flower with skin like fawn.
sure is beautiful. Grandpa, you're the head of the house. It's your duty to tell him.
It just breaks my heart to say this, Chief, but you gotta understand.
Old brave, no need speak. I know what is in your heart.
He must have knowed all the time.
You afraid I will leave before I bring rain?
Huh?
I stay and work till rain come. May take many moons, but I stay. Look here.
Well, doggone it, Grandpa. Why didn't you just come out and say it?
Well, I didn't hear you running off at the mouth when it was your turn, and Kate was the one that said it was going to be so darned easy.
I tried. I almost said it.
Now, look, Grandpa, all that Indian dancing and all that drum beating out there wouldn't make us look so foolish if you'd just put in with that airplane when they asked you. Then it ain't too late.
No.
But, Grandpa, you got no other choice. As long as the Chief's going to stay here, you got to put in with George and the others.
Just this once, why don't you do like we ask you?
All right, I'll do it. I'm going to get it, but I'll do it. You sure could use that money for something to do us a whole lot more good.
There it is over there. See it? Our plane.
Yeah, I see it.
What's all the fuss?
See the rear making airplane, Grandpa?
I ain't even going to bend back and look at it. Got nonsense is what it is.
Little Luke ought to see this.
He's going into that cloud. You see him?
If you folks want to stand there and get a crick in the back of your neck, you go ahead and do it. But I'm going to take me a nap. Airplanes. Never had nothing so darn silly. Leave nature bees out, I say. A little less flying, a little more praying. This rain making. Never can do it.
Ain't that the most beautiful sight you ever did see?
Look at the fields. Just soaking it up like a sponge.
Well, Amos, raining, ain't it?
You here again?
Sure am, because I'm the kind of a fellow who likes to say, I told you so.
I'll make some coffee, everybody. Come on. Grandpa! Grandpa, the Chief did it. He made it rain.
He made it rain. Go on.
Sorry it takes so long. When Sikawata younger, he make rain in one day. With passing many moons, Sikawata magic grow weak. Two elder chiefs know, old age makes stream of life run slow.
Well, Chief, we're rightly grateful for what you done for us, and we ain't going to forget it. Are we, George? Are we, George?
Yeah, that's right.
Sikawata's honor serves such fine McCoy tribe. Little flower, tender blossom, strong sapling, gold-haired seedling, much like a hay. Wise old oak, much faith, wisdom. I go. Debt now paid.
Bye, Chief.
Bye, Chief.
Goodbye, Chief.
Here goes, walking across the field. Back straight, head up. There goes a happy man, George.
Hey, monsieur. I see what you've been doing. You did a mighty fine thing.
Well, I'll be.
Who was it, Lou?
That airplane fella. We're going to get our money back. It seems like his unloading device got jammed and it didn't work. He didn't make it rain after all.
Of course he didn't. The chief made it rain when he said Nukamunga.
Did he ever tell you what that means, little Luke?
Yes, Grandpa. Nukamunga means Lord, give us rain.
Well, I'll be doggone. You've been doing it my way all along. You sure must have to know a lot of languages.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Good morning, all. Sure is a fine day.
Morning. Isn't it the most
Everybody, beautiful morning, ain't it?
Morning, Grandpa. I guess with George coming over, the whole day is going to be a lot more beautiful, huh?
Yeah, can hardly wait. We're going to have us a high old time, me and George.
Was Mr. McMichael going to stay here?
Yeah, for a couple of days.
Why?
Well, because he can't stay at his house.
Why?
Because they're repainting his bedroom.
Why?
Because it needs repainting. Confounded little Luke.
Grandpa, take another sip of coffee.
I'm sorry, little Luke. His grandpa got kind of excited on account of George coming over, I guess.
Look, when George comes over here, just forget about doing the chores.
You and him just have fun.
Forget about it. Oh, I can't do that, Luke.
Oh, of course you can, Grandpa. What with the harvest over, Luke and Peppino can take care of whatever has to be done.
Well, sure. George is your company, Grandpa, and I want you to be free to entertain him.
Well, thank you, Luke. That's mighty nice of you. You too, Kate. It's going to be one big picnic for me and George. Fishing, horseshoe pitching, checky playing, yarn spinning. All the things we like to do together. I'm happy and the cow's just been milked.
George, you forgot. What are these doing here?
These are my favorite horseshoes. Oh, and Miss Mabel playing a lot of games. That is when we're not fishing or playing checkers.
George McMichael, anybody think you were going on a vacation?
Well, sure. I can't think of a better one than spend a few days with my best friend.
And his family.
What's that got to do with it?
Simply that you're not going to a resort hotel. You're going into somebody's house with people who have their daily lives to lead, work to do.
So let them lead their lives. I ain't stopping them.
George, they're doing you a favor putting you up. You're not a guest. You have to do your share of carrying the load.
What do you mean?
Well, help out wherever you can, like after dinner. Might be nice for you to do the dishes.
Dishes? I never do dishes.
And you can also show your appreciation by helping out with the other chores.
Chores? Nabbit, Flora, I know how to act.
Now, there's another thing. Mind your temper. You're a bachelor and you're not used to children, but you'll just have to put up with it.
Children?
And for heaven's sake, don't get into a snit if they don't serve your coffee the first thing in the morning. You stay sweet anyhow.
Sweet? Before coffee?
And don't complain about the food, either. If your eggs aren't scrambled, you eat them anyway.
I can't eat them any other way. Remini, I never thought there was a set of rules attached to spend a few days with Amos. You mustn't do this, you mustn't do that, you mustn't do the other. Why don't we forget about having my room painted?
It's already contracted for. The painters will be here in a little while.
I'll sleep in the living room.
The living room is going to be painted, too. George, you've accepted this invitation, and it wouldn't be gracious for you to refuse now.
I never thought my sister would turn against me.
You give this box of candy to Kate. She'll love you for it. Now, you remember... Help with the chores, mind your temper, be nice to the children, and don't complain about anything. Have fun.
Fine lunch, Kate. Just fine.
Well, thank you, George. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, George, let's get out that horseshoe pit. Have a couple of games before we go fishing.
That's right. You two go enjoying yourself. I've got dishes to do.
Dishes?
Well, come on.
Just a minute, Amos. I want to help Kate.
Well, you don't have to do that, George. That's female's work.
Oh, it's only right. After all, I got to earn my keep.
Now, George, you don't have to do that.
Oh, I insist, Kate. After all, I always help my little sister do the dishes.
You do? Well, ain't that the sweetest thing ever? My Florrie's a lucky woman to have a man like you around the house, George. Come on.
Yeah?
Wow. That was real nice of George to do that, huh, Grandpa?
Yeah. Sure surprised me. I never knew he'd done dishes. I thought his only vice was cheating at Checky's.
Well, George, that's it. Thank you. But you really didn't have to.
Glad to do it, Kate.
Well, you all done, huh?
Uh-huh.
Hey, Sugar, you got any rags? I'm working on the tractor. I need something to wipe off the grease.
Oh, these all right?
Oh, yeah, they're fine, thanks.
Oh, but Luke, you ain't fixing to lift anything heavy, are you? You know, your shoulder still ain't healed from wrenching it the other day.
Oh, don't worry, Sugar. I can take care of myself.
Say, Luke, why don't you let me help you?
Oh, well, thanks, George, but there ain't no need for you to help.
Oh, sure there is. Two always makes it easier. Besides, I want to help.
Well, sure looks like we got us a dinger of a house guest, don't it, Sugar Babe? Hey, come on, George.
This sure is nice of you, George.
It's nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, it's about time. You old rapscallion, you gotta be good today to beat me, because I'm hot.
Sorry, Amos, I can't pitch right now.
Why not?
Well, I'm going to strip down the tractor, Grandpa, and George offered to help me.
You did?
Yeah?
Well, you don't have to do that, George. You're my company.
That's the trouble. I said I wouldn't. I will.
Well, it's going to take you all afternoon. I was figuring on going fishing later.
We go fishing? We can always go fishing, Amos. Let's go.
Ain't he a swell fella?
Yeah, Peach. Some visit. Well, we can go down and slop the hogs. Leastwise, I'll have some company there. One day I'm hot and nobody to beat.
Well, everything's quiet. Well, I thought you was going to play checkers with George, Grandpa.
We was, if he can never tear himself loose from the kitchen. He's out there doing dishes again.
Let's see. Yeah, he's sure a good friend, isn't he?
Yeah, I've been wondering whose friend.
Thanks again, George. I'm beginning to feel guilty you doing all this work around here.
Oh, think nothing of it, Kate. I like to help around the house.
Hey, Grandpa, we ought to talk George into staying here with us regular, huh?
Yeah. You suppose you can squeeze a game in with me now?
Okay. Golly, I don't see why I'm so tired so early.
Well, after the way you worked on that tractor this afternoon, you got every right to be.
Come on, play, George, play.
Luke, would you come hold this for me a minute?
Oh, sure, sugar.
You ready for the licking of your life?
Tired as I am, I can still beat you.
That confounded noise. Can't you see George is trying to concentrate his step?
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Boys will be boys.
Mr. McMichael, will you tell me one of your stories about the Old West?
He don't want to tell no stories. He's busy.
Oh, please. I finished all my homework.
Nobody tells him like you do.
Can't you see he's trying to play checkies?
That's right, kids. Let George relax. Don't bother him now.
Oh, they're not bothering me. I guess I could tell them a story.
Oh, boy.
Goody.
Well, let's go over in the couch, eh?
Boy, this is going to be swell, huh, Hassie?
I'll just tell them a couple of little ones. Won't take long.
Sit here, Mr. McMichael.
Just call me Uncle George.
Okay, Uncle George.
What about the story about White Herb, eh?
Great.
Oh, yeah.
The story starts off with 4 gunslingers.
Golly.
And from that day on, Doc Holliday and White Earp was your best of friends.
Gee, that was a swell story.
The way you tell a story, it's almost like seeing it happen.
I bet no grown-up in the whole world could tell a story like you, Uncle George. Are you going to tell us another story tomorrow night?
Right now, it's time you kids went to bed. Come on now, no dilly-dallying.
All right, Kate. Good night, Uncle George. And thanks.
Yeah, Uncle George, you're swell. Night, Grandpa.
Night, Grandpa.
Good night, good night. Are we ever going to play this game, or ain't we?
Could I take a rain check, Amos? I'd kind of like to hit the sack myself.
Get this out?
Well, tell you the truth, I'm too tuckered out to give you any kind of a game.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Grandpa, George has had a hard day. As a matter of fact, we all have. Wouldn't hurt none of us to turn in a little early. Would it, Sugar Babe?
That's right, Luke. Oh, I put an extra blanket on the end of your bed so you have enough. Good night, George. Grandpa.
Night. Thanks,
Good night.
Well, what do you say, Amos? Huh?
Since when does what I say count around here? Come on, you old fraud.
Well, now, Kate, that's impossible. How can we be out of coffee?
I thought I had a whole extra can. It turns out this one's full of bacon grease. Grandpa, Grandpa, there's something I want to talk to you about.
I'll take my coffee first.
Grandpa, that's what Kate wanted to talk to you about. You see...
Morning, George.
Morning, George.
Morning, everybody. No cream in my coffee, Kate. I like it black. Black and hot.
George, I'm afraid we don't have any coffee this morning.
What?
No coffee.
I'm so embarrassed I don't know what to do. I don't know how it could have happened.
Well, I don't mind.
Well, I mind. Ain't a man alive ought to be made to face the day without his coffee.
Now, Grandpa.
Now, me, Luke. There's no gone-down excuse for this. We should be stocked up with 2 or 3 cans anyway.
I'm awful sorry, Grandpa.
Oh, fat lot of good that does.
Now, Grandpa, that's no way to act. Well, the least you can do is be as nice about it as George here is. You don't hear him complaining.
No, he's perfect.
Well, he practically is, and it wouldn't hurt some people I know to take a leaf from his book and be a little more understanding.
I'm understanding all right. I'm understanding a lot of things.
I'm sorry about that, George. Grandpa just ain't himself without his coffee. You know how it is with some people.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, I have your eggs ready for you. I hope you like them soft-boiled.
Yeah, that's the way we always eat them.
They'll be fine. Just fine.
Why, Amos, come on in.
Gloria, come over to ask you a question. How long before they finish painting George's room?
Oh, I bet you wish it'd take another month so you and George could keep on having fun. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Amos. I'm afraid it'll take another day.
That long? Where's the paintbrush? I'll help you with this.
Has something happened? Hasn't George been sweet?
Sweet? He's so sweet he'd make you sick. All this is smiling and heffing and all being so goddamn lovable. Why even have the dishes?
Oh, Amos, you see, I told George to...
Next time I invite somebody to my house, he's going to have some cussedness in him, like any decent person. Like someone come over there and ruin me in the eyes of my own family. Where's the brush?
But they have to wait for the first coat to dry before they can put on a second coat.
You mean I'm stuck with him? Imagine this. My best friend. A man I trusted. Just pitiful, that's what it is, just pitiful.
Amos! Dear? Hello? Oh, George, I'm glad you called. No, the room isn't painted yet.
Gotta get out of here. I can't hold it in another day.
George, will you stop a minute and listen to me?
I'll sleep on the floor. I'll sleep in the backyard, but... Flora, I gotta come home. Huh? What's that? You want me to stop being nice? Amos was complaining. I ruined him in the eyes of his family. Flora, it was you who told me to be sweet.
I know, George, but I was wrong. We've done a terrible thing to him.
You mean I can just be myself, eh? I don't have to hold nothing back. If I want to be ornery, I can just let fly.
I give you my permission to be extra ornery because you've only got 1 day left.
Don't worry about me, Flora. When it comes to being extra ornery, I'm the West Coast champion. Yeah, this is going to be more like it.
Mighty fine lunch, sugar babe. So good I ate too much as usual.
Thank you, Luke.
Well, George, what are you going to do this time? Wash or dry?
Wash or dry what?
Well, the dishes. I mean, you've been helping every meal, and
I was thinking maybe Amos and me might get in a game of horseshoes.
Oh, of course, George. You go right ahead. Anything you want. We just thought maybe you'd like to help with the dishes, doing them at home and all.
No man likes to do dishes. Oh, if you have to, you have to. But I'd rather not have to.
Well, Grandpa, you go play horseshoes with George.
I will. By golly, I think he's tracking.
Let's see you beat that one.
Just a minute, you old walrus. Watch me plant a ringer right on top of yours. What in blazes are you trying to do?
I shot you.
Ain't you old enough to know better?
George, you said yourself, boys will be boys.
I don't like boys being boys when a man's trying to pitch horseshoes.
Grandpa, what's the matter with Uncle George?
Oh, nothing, little Luke. He just ain't used to young'uns like I am.
Oh, George. George, you asleep? Oh, well, George, you know what I was thinking? You done such a good job on the tractor yesterday. I was thinking maybe you'd like to help me tune the motor on the car today.
That was what you was thinking?
Yeah.
Well, keep thinking.
Uncle George, will you tell us another story tonight?
Can't you see him playing checkers?
Well, how about after you're through?
Who knows how long a game of checkers will take?
I'll tell you a story, Hassan.
You will, Grandpa?
Amos, we're in the middle of a game. George, we can play checkies anytime. You know how it is when you're Grandpa. You sort of got to be a pal of the young'uns. Hassan, you two and Luke, I'll tell you a really long story.
Boy, Grandpa, you're swell.
Well, now this story happened out in the valley right here where we live, you see. There's an old fella living next to us and had a whiskey.
Here are your eggs, George. I hope you like them.
I like 'em scrambled.
Well, I didn't know. I'll fix them for you.
No, never mind. I'll go without this morning. I ain't hungry anyways. Besides, I gotta pack my bag. Florist can buy in a little while to pick me up.
Oh, but, George, you didn't even drink your coffee.
Well, it's a little on the weak side for me. Just reminds me of coffee. I like my coffee strong and black, like Flora makes.
George sure has gotten crotchety all of a sudden. What do you think's the matter with him, Grandpa?
Matter? I don't see nothing the matter with him. Just his own natural self. I'll take them eggs, Kate.
Well, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, come again.
Yeah, you do that, George. You come anytime. You know you're always welcome.
Isn't that nice? Well, goodbye, everybody, and thanks for taking such good care of George.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. McMichael.
Gone at last.
He's gone all right.
Well, I never thought I'd be so happy to see somebody leave our house. Not mean to be disrespectful, Grandpa, because I really like George, but he sure was hard to get along with this last day.
It's funny. He was all right in the beginning, but lately, whoop!
You shouldn't ought to be too surprised, Luke. George is a bachelor, you know, and he's kind of set in his way.
Get Amos back in with family. Oh, was I ornery?
Michael, I declare, when you set out to be ornery, there's nobody in the whole state can hold a candle to you.
You know how flat-rimmed Irishes make.
Poor George. You know, he can't help it. You know how them fellas is when they get old.
What does Amos mean, old? Old?
George, come on, let's go.
Our Grandpa's the best grandpa in the whole world.
He sure is.
You know, I think I better have some coffee.
The Real McCoys. Starring Walter Brennan. Created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
My little Luke, don't you look handsome?
I don't know what you're all making such a big fuss about.
Well, don't you want to make a good impression on the man my mama's fixing to marry?
He ain't fixing to marry me.
Hush up.
We have to get all fussed up just to meet him. What are we going to have to do when they get married? Grandpa, how nice you look.
Well, ain't I the handsome devil, huh? Hey, Kate, tighten up that button, will you?
Oh, sure, Grandpa. Just take a minute. But, Luke, you're not dressed yet. They're going to be here any minute.
Well, it'll just take me a minute, sugar babe.
Isn't this exciting? Just think of it. My mama and her new fella coming clear from Fresno to get married right here in our own house.
Come on, little Luke. Let's go outside and watch for him.
Mind you keep clean, little Luke.
Well, I wonder what your mama's fella's going to be like.
Well, she didn't say in her letter, but I know the kind of man Mama likes.
That don't mean nothing. It's your ma's age. She ain't getting the kind of man she likes. She's getting the kind of man she can get.
That's not so. My mama's still pretty young, and she's a very attractive woman.
That's right. She is attractive. I done forgot about the $40 a week she gets from your pa's insurance.
Luke, make him stop.
Stop what, sugar babe?
Teasing me about my mama.
Teasing her about her mama. Well, now, look, seriously, honey. What about this here fortune hunter that's marrying your mama?
McCoy.
Come on, relax, sugar babe. Loosen up. Can't you take a little joshing?
All right, you two go ahead and have your fun. But I bet I can tell you just what he's going to look like. He's going to be a big, heavy-set fella about 6 feet tall with curly hair, real jolly, always telling jokes, just like my daddy.
Well, whatever he's like, I'm sure glad your mama's getting married again.
So am I. She's too young a woman to go spend the rest of her life visiting her sister Audrey up there in Fresno.
Yeah, but the big trouble with your ma is she ain't settled yet. She ain't got her roots down. Now, it don't make no difference what this fella looked like, just so long as he's got roots.
You better hurry up and get dressed.
Car's coming down the road. It's them.
Oh, my goodness. They're here and you still in your work clothes. What's my mama going to think?
Well, she'll think I've been working. Keeping that a secret from her, have you? Come on.
Mama! Hey! Oh, my dear. And Amos and Lou.
Is that the big, tall, curly-headed fella Kate's been a-talking about? Shh. She won't even close.
Oh, Kate, I want you all to meet my intended, Mr. John Weatherly. How do you do, Mr. Weatherly?
I'm very pleased to meet you, Kate.
And this is the head of the household, Grandpa Amos McCoy.
How do, Mr. Weatherly?
How do you do?
And this is my son-in-law, Lou.
Glad to meet you,
How do
Mr.
you
Weatherly.
do? How do you do? Well, you have a very picturesque place here.
Oh, yeah. It's the show place in the valley.
John sees things with the eyes of an artist. He's a professional photographer.
Oh, in business for yourself?
Over 30 years in Fresno.
Oh, yes, that's where I met John, in his studio.
Mama, you and Mr. Weatherly been driving all morning. You probably want to get some of the dust off. Why don't you go on inside with the kids, and Grandpa and Luke will bring in the bag.
Yeah.
Mother Purvis,
you just look wonderful. Sure does.
Luke, that's what I tell you. That's what I mean, putting your roots down. 30 years in Fresno. And them photographs, you don't make them pictures for nothing.
What's the matter, sugar babe?
Huh? Oh, nothing, Luke. He just don't look exactly like I thought he would, that's all.
What's he squawking about? He's a man, ain't he? Well, here we are. Just been showing him around the place. He tells me they raise grapes up in Fresno, make wine out of them. You know how to squeeze the juice out of them? They take the shoes off and they get...
Grandpa, supper's on the table.
Well, might as well get to it. Come on.
Mr. Weatherly.
Yes?
I can't wait till we all sit down and have a real visit. I bet you got some real interesting stories to tell about Fresno and all.
Oh, no, not really, Kate.
Why, John, your hands are as cold as ice. You should never have gone outside without your overcoat. Honestly, Kate, I have to take care of him just like a little child. He never thinks of himself.
Don't have to with Gladys around.
Mr. Weatherly, maybe you'd like to take this information.
Yes?
Oh, no. Now, you give that to me.
You just come in here and sit down.
Your mother's quite a woman, Kate.
Ain't she, though?
Oh, hi, Sugar. Well, do I look all right now?
Oh, fine, Luke, just fine.
Good. How are the two lovebirds getting along?
Well, I don't rightly know, Luke. All I know is the wrong one's doing the fluttering. The other one's just standing around enjoying the breeze.
And then there was Augie Simons. He put in an order for a bathtub to the mail order house.
Grandpa, why don't you let Mr. Weatherly tell a story? He's hardly said a word.
Oh, well, he ain't had much of a chance the way the rest of us have all been flapping our jaws.
Son, Kate, he asked me to tell the story.
But Mr. Weatherly was just being polite, Grandpa. We've heard all your stories. Now let's hear some of his.
All right, you fire away. Give us a real dinger, huh?
Well,
You must have had a lot of funny things happen while you was taking pictures of people, Mr. Weatherly.
Well, let me see,
John, you told me once about the woman who came in and wanted you to take a picture of a pet duck.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead, I bet that's a dilly.
Yes, well, it was rather amusing. This woman came in and asked me if I could take a picture of her duck smiling. And I said, yes, I thought I could. And she said, how will you make my duck smile? And I said, by making some funny quacks.
And then what'd she say?
Well, that's it.
Well, that's pretty funny.
If you'll excuse me, I think I'll take a walk.
I'll come with you, John. I'll be back later to help you with the dishes, Kate.
Now, what'd they go running off like that for? He never did finish that story about the duck.
He finished it, Grandpa.
Well, I guess that was kind of a Fresno story.
I don't know. I just don't think that... Hassie, why don't you and little Luke go on out to the kitchen and get yourself some more ice cream?
Come on, little Luke. They're trying to get rid of us. Gee whiz. We always get kicked out just when things are getting good.
I just can't understand Mama picking out a man like that.
Well, what are you griping about? You ain't a marrying him. He ain't my kind of critter neither. Like as not, he couldn't lift a horseshoe, let alone toss one. It was plain to see he wouldn't be no good at checkies. But he's got the money and he can take care of you more. So I say, leave her marry him.
Well, that's what she's fixing to do, Grandpa.
Well, she better do it right quick now. Get the minister over here right now. Get the concerned fish before he knows there's a hook inside the bait.
Well, can't you see Mr. Weatherly ain't no more suited to Mama than night is today?
That's a lot of hogwash, Kate. He's single, he's breathing, and he's got roots. How much more suited you want him?
Grandpa's right. Now, look, why should we be telling your mama who's right for her and who ain't? I mean, she's got a good head on her shoulders.
I just don't want to see Mama make a mistake.
And I'm going to get me some air. But let me tell you one thing, Kate. You never toss a fish back into water until you're god darn sure you can hook a bigger one. And when you get as far up the creek as your ma is, well, it's pretty well fished out. Well, how's the walk?
Oh, it's a beautiful night. The farm looks so pretty. Oh, I've forgotten what time it is. I'd better go in and help Kate.
Oh, Gladys, I'll stay outside for a while.
Don't you get cold out here?
Beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is, yeah. I guess this country's a mite different from Fresno way, ain't it?
No, it's pretty much the same.
I bet you'd be glad to get home after you and Mother Purvis gets hitched.
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I doubt that Gladys and I will ever see Fresno again.
What do you mean?
Well, Gladys likes to travel, and so do I, and after we're married, that's what we're going to do.
You mean you're going gadding around the country?
That's right, gadding around the country.
Now, Witherly, you ain't been nipping at a sidey jug, have you?
No, Gladys and I have been planning this for some time. We bought a house trailer up in Fresno.
A house trailer?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we left it at the garage to be serviced. And after the wedding, we're going to hitch it to the car and just follow the sun.
And you and her's going to live in one of them rolling sardine cans?
It isn't a sardine can. It's a mobile home. Quite comfortable.
What are you going to do for a living? What about the photography business?
Oh, I've retired, Mr. McCoy. I've quit work.
Quit?
Yes. Years ago, I bought one of those insurance policies that you see in the magazine ads. Retire at 50 with $160 a month. And now, I'm going to do it.
A young fella like you quitting, loafing, without no home and no roots?
Well, I've worked hard for 30 years, Mr. McCoy.
I've worked hard for 60 years, and I'm just now getting started. How do you figure to support a wife loafing in the trailer on $40 a week?
I think we'll manage very nicely. What with my $40 a week and Gladys's $40 a week.
Oh, that's it, huh? Marrying her for her money.
Mr. McCoy.
Why, you ain't nothing but a lazy, no-good fortune hunter.
Fortune?
You ain't
That will be enough.
Wait a minute. I ain't finished yet.
Well, I am.
See, that fella ain't only sneaky. He's sensitive, too.
You're worried about my marrying John. Well, no, Mama, I ain't worried exactly. Now, tell me honestly, Kate. What is it you don't like about John?
It's not that I don't like him, Mama. It's just that I can't see you being happy with him, that's all.
What you're saying is that he's nothing like your daddy. Well, I know he isn't. But that don't mean I can't be happy with him and we can't be happy together.
But, Mama, Daddy was always laughing and jolly and romantic, all the time doing little things for you. Mr. Weatherly, well, it just doesn't seem he cares for you at all.
Oh, Kate. When you get older, there's a different kind of love. It's a quiet, sharing kind.
But, Mama, are you sure he loves you?
I'm real sure. He loves me and he needs me. And I want to be needed. Give me your blessing, Kate.
You got my blessing, Mama. It's going to be a beautiful wedding.
John! Well, I didn't think you were going to bring the trailer up till tomorrow.
Well, our plans are changed.
What's wrong?
Gladys, it takes an awful lot to make me angry, but I'm angry now. I'm simply furious.
I'm mad. I'm boiling. Do you know what that Weatherly fella's aiming to do? He's going to marry your ma just so he can get his hooks on that $40 a week. Then he's going traipsing with her in one of them cheese box trailers. And he ain't going to do a lick of work the rest of his measly life.
Simmer down, Grandpa.
Simmer down, Luke. You know what that fella is? He's just a loose-footed, wool-gathering, no-good...
Bull-headed, know-it-all tyrant.
Now,
dear.
It's no use, Gladys. The trailer's ready. Go pack your bags. We're leaving.
But we can't, John. Kate's already made plans for the wedding.
I will not be married in that house, not under the same roof with Amos McCoy. My mind is made up. I'll be waiting for you right here in the trailer.
But, Grandpa, I know now Mama knows what she's doing.
Kate, can't you get it through your head that all he's after is her $40 a week?
No, he isn't. It was my idea that we live on our two incomes, not his. I was the one that convinced him to retire, to marry me. I was the one that suggested that we get a trailer and go gallivanting around the country.
I know you mean well, Grandpa, but you can see now Mr. Weatherly ain't all them things we thought he was.
Of course he isn't. And what's more, he refuses to be married right here in this house because of the way you talk to him.
Well, now look, Grandpa. Kate and Mother Purvis have been counting on having the wedding here. So it looks like you better go out there and apologize to them and square things up.
What? Amos, I haven't asked you many favors, but I'm asking you one now. Go out there and talk to John.
Well, now, if you think I'm going out to that fella and eat crow, then you got another thing to come.
All you have to do is say there's no hard feelings.
What thing is hard feelings? I can't get my dander up 1 minute and then go lollygagging around the next.
It's up to you whether Mama has the wedding in this house the way she wants. I'm not going to say any more.
Yeah, it's up to you, Grandpa.
Please, Amos.
Well, all right. I'll go out and I'll speak to him. But I ain't going to kowtow to him. Excuse me. I didn't think there was nobody in there.
What do you want, Mr. McCoy?
I don't want nothing now. Just taking a walk. I like to walk at night. It's healthy for the eyes. Don't have to squint.
You knocked.
I did? My knuckles must have just hit the door accidentally when I was walking by.
Then you'll excuse me.
Come here, God, Dennis.
Mr. McCoy, you got something to say to me, then say it.
Well, don't rush me. Place to sit in there? Ain't never been inside one of these things before. Outside looks like a cracky box. Inside looks right cozy. That ain't saying I like it, though. Where can I sit myself?
You may sit on the couch.
Well, we might as well get this over right quick. Mother Purvis and Kate's got their hearts set on having that wedding inside, so you might as well go ahead and have it.
No.
Well, now, look, if they don't hold that wedding in that house, nobody's never going to hear the last of it. Now, you're going to get down off your high horse, or ain't you?
High horse? I'm not on a high horse. It was you who stood out there and called me fortune hunter simply because I want to retire after 30 years hard work.
All right. Don't get yourself in a lather. I did say them things, but you got to remember that I was born and raised in West Virginia on the side of the hill. And I learned that a man only quits when he stops breathing. My own pa was 92 and pitching hay when old Gabe blowed his horn. My ma was 80 when she was called to her reward. Dropped in the tracks carrying a wash. That's probably why I got them IDs. I don't know whether they're right these days or not, but maybe they is and maybe they ain't. But anyways, well, that's why I said what I said. Now, look, you ain't doing me no favor getting married in there. You're doing it for Kate and her mother.
All right. I'll do it for Gladys and Kate.
Well, there ain't nothing more to talk about. So, good night.
Good night. I'm sorry. Did you hurt your head?
Well, it didn't do it no good. What you got the horseshoe for? It sure ain't for good luck.
And it brought me good luck in a horseshoe tournament last summer.
You pitch horseshoes?
Yes, I pitch horseshoes. I won the county championship.
Well, it's a game I know a little something about myself. I made 3 ringers in a row last Sunday.
You did? Say, tell me, how do you toss? Side-handed or underhanded?
Side-handed, of course. There ain't nothing underhanded about us McCoys.
I never said there was. I was talking about horseshoes.
Why, you tinny polecat? That's
Now, there you go. There you go. I'm off the handle again.
I can't figure what's taking Grandpa so long out there.
I'm getting kind of worried, Luke. Maybe we ought to go out and see if they're all right. What was that? There it is again.
I wonder what's going on out there.
Say that you knocked me clean out.
Listen, John, we better get out there quick. Or they kill each other.
Grandpa, Mr. Weatherly, what's going on?
Stand back now. Don't get in the way. I get him 2 up. I'm going to win this game sure shooting.
Golly, Amos, you're the best horseshoe pitcher I've seen in a month of Sundays.
John, I'll tell you, if you can handle matrimony the way you handle horseshoes, you're going to be the ding-dangest husband in the
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, hi, Grandpa.
Hey, look.
Yeah? How do I look?
Well, it looks fine. Just a thing for plowing, providing it don't scare the mule.
Well, I wasn't aiming to wear it plowing. I just want to try on the coat to my good suit.
Yeah.
You know, Kate and me are having our 2nd anniversary in 3 weeks, Grandpa. I'm going to take her out for a real celebration.
I done forgot about it.
You know something? You know, it's a little big on me, I think, don't you?
I think there are some
Yeah,
ways, Lucas.
I believe I have. Sure as shooting. Hey, Kate, come here a minute. I want to show you something.
In a minute, Luke.
Hey, Grandpa, tell me this. Why is it that fellas, when they get married, they keep their figures real good, you know? But women, right away, they start getting kind of fat and dumpy.
Well, it's just nature that good as that's all, Luke. You see, after they get the fella hooked, they don't care no more how the beat looks.
Sure is true. Now, you look at Kate's Aunt Bessie. Why, she's as big around as a butter tub. And Uncle Jed, why, he's still just as trim as the day they got married. Poor fella.
Poor fella? What do you mean, poor fella? He's a lucky fella. Why, women's easy to get along with after they get a little overweight and kind of dumpy. Then they got to make it up to them by cooking better and not talking so much.
Kate, honey, me and Grandpa, we were just talking about how much slimmer I seem to be getting every year and better looking. Yeah, you better watch your step.
And what does that mean, Luke McCoy? I suppose I'm getting fat and dumpy, huh?
Not at all. What are you getting so riled up about?
Watch it, Luke. When it comes to putting on weight, women can be kind of foolish.
So now I'm foolish.
Kate, I just made a remark about one entire sex. Now, if you happen to be a member, it ain't my fault.
Why don't you try on your anniversary dress? Then if it needs any fixing, you'll have 3 weeks to fix it in.
Fixing? Why would it need any fixing?
Well, if you want the painful truth, I think you put on just a little bit of weight since last year.
McCoy, what an awful thing to say.
Well, all I said was...
It isn't so anyway. I haven't put on any weight, have I, Grandpa?
Well, now, Kate, if you were selling for 50 cents a pound, I say you bring $8 or $10 more than you would have last year.
Oh, you're both just awful.
What are you kicking up such a fuss about? Maybe you have put on a pound or two, but it ain't your fault because your family runs to chubbiness. Look at your Aunt Bessie.
I don't care to look at my Aunt Bessie. And besides, I don't take after her.
Señora, the tractor, she's ready.
Oh, Peppino, I haven't gained any weight since last year, have I?
You sure have. You're getting real nice and fat. What did I say?
You just said the one word that could get you killed.
Thank you all very much. Now, I think it's time you went to work. And if I'm through being mad at you by lunchtime, I'll call you.
What did I say?
Let's get to work.
Yeah. Grandpa, I sure hope we didn't hurt her feelings.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it, Luke. Woman's like a pot of soup. You get the best results when you keep them stirred up.
I hope she don't boil over and put out the fire on the stove. I get awful hungry around lunchtime.
Me too.
What did I say?
Oh, hi, Essie. Well, I'm trying to get off some of this extra weight. I tried to get in my anniversary dress this morning. I couldn't do it. Oh, if you tell Grandpa Luke about this, we're going to stop being friends. Do you hear me?
They've been teasing you again?
Yeah, and rightly so. I guess I do take after my Aunt Bessie. People are going to go around saying, poor Luke, married to that big old Kate.
Well, that dress was tight on you to begin with. You only gained a pound or two, maybe.
I know. You know, I think it's a downright shame how men keep their figures and women just spread out.
But this is only your first day. You're going to kill yourself.
Maybe so. But at least they'll be able to bury me in my anniversary dress.
Uh-oh, here comes little Big Mouth. What are you doing, Kate?
I dropped the needle. I'm looking for it.
Oh. I hope you find it.
Oh, that's all right, little Luke. You go on about your business. I'll find it.
I want to help. The sooner we find it, the sooner you can get back to your exercises. So you can lose weight and wear your anniversary dress.
How did you know I was doing exercises?
Well, I listen to Doors and Windows a lot.
Little Luke, you gotta promise me you're not gonna say a word to Luke and Grandpa about this, you hear?
Well...
If you promise me, I'll bake you a chocolate cake.
Okay, I promise. The idea. Do you know what happens to little boys who listen to Doors and Windows? They get to eat chocolate cake. That isn't what I meant.
Come on, Grandpa. I'm hungry.
Little Luke, now remember, you promised. Here, Essie, take this book. Put it away. Oh, hi. Your lunch is all ready and waiting. By the time you get washed up, I have it all on the table.
Good. Oh, by the way, Kate, how are your reducing exercises coming along?
What?
Yeah, why don't you try plowing, Kate? Or better yet, how'd you like to pull a plow? Did you ever notice the nice trim figure on the mule?
How did you know?
Oh, we listen to Doors and Windows a lot.
There goes my chocolate cake.
Well, come on, little Luke. Let's get washed up. Sure like the way you done that bicycle riding, Kate. Upside down.
Oh, now come on, sugar babe. What's so terrible about putting on a few pounds? You know I still love you, just like you are.
Oh, yeah. I still remember that day in Hollywood when them two pretty actresses walked by. You like to fell over your own feet staring at their pretty figures.
Well, now, actresses expect to be stared at. And they gotta have pretty figures. That's their job. Now, look, sugar babe, there's two kinds of women. There's wives, and there's the pretty kind that you stare at.
Oh, I see. A wife is just some old mess that you keep around the house to do dishes.
No, now, that ain't it at all. You're twisting my words.
That's what you said, Luke.
Well, that isn't what I mean. What I mean is, well, you see, it don't matter so much about a wife's appearance. Yeah, you see, because after a while, a husband just naturally stops looking at his wife.
McCoy!
Oh, darn it.
Now you listen to me, Luke. By the time our anniversary comes around, I'm going to be as trim as them actresses. If I have to starve myself to do it. Well, what's everybody looking at? It just so happens this is all I'm hungry for.
Boy, that lamb looks real good, Kate.
Yeah, congratulations on the mashed potatoes, Kate. Ain't run into a lump yet.
You like some bread, Kate?
No, thank you, Luke.
She's not allowed to eat bread.
Hey, Kate, would you like to have me move the lamp over by your side there so she can see your supper?
Looks like I forgot the milk.
Say, she's going to make herself sick working the way she does and then not eating.
I'm going to get sick watching her. Poor Kate. For someone that likes food as much as she does, going on a diet like this sure takes a lot of courage. And you're not helping her none, Grandpa. Or you either, Luke, sitting there stuffing yourself.
Well, just plain silly to me.
Not to Kate, it isn't. This is important to her, and it's up to us to help.
Up to who?
No, wait a minute, Grandpa. Maybe Hassie's right. I mean, after all, Kate is a McCoy, and us McCoys always stick together.
Yeah, maybe. But when one McCoy is dead set on committing suicide, it's up to the rest of us to look out for ourselves.
All right, Grandpa. Suit yourself. Kate?
Yes, Luke?
Kate, I just can't eat no more of this rich food. Any more of that stuff you're eating?
You mean that, Luke?
Yeah. Would you let me have about 12 square inches of lettuce and a nice little dab of that cottage cheese?
Me too, Kate. I've been feeling awful stuffed lately after dinner. How about you, little Luke? You want some cottage cheese and lettuce, don't you? Sure you do. Huh? Sure I do. After I finish what you and Luke don't eat.
You two are just trying to make me feel better.
Well, no, we ain't. No, we're just tired of all this rich food.
Well, I don't believe you, but if that's what you want. Luke.
Oh, Grandpa, how about you? You gonna help out?
Sure I am. I'm going to help little Luke finish up what you and Hassie didn't eat.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, we're eating sensible. That's what we're doing. We're all getting too big around the middle, and I think it's time we all do something about it. You hear me, Grandpa?
I can't hear what you say, Luke.
I said it wouldn't hurt none of us to take off some of our extra weight.
You're joshing. Did you ever take a good look at me? Why, my skin is just one jump ahead of my bones right now.
Yeah, but Grandpa, you'd feel a lot better if you was to eat less.
You don't want to look like a barrel, do you, little Luke? Well, sure I do. I mean, I don't. I'll have some.
All right, little Luke. Hassie, you shouldn't be kicking him under the table.
Well, he eats like a little pig. It wouldn't hurt him none to cut down for a while.
All right, dagnabbit. Give me some of that lettuce and cottage cheese. I may only be skin and bone now, and maybe I can get rid of some of this extra skin.
What's everybody doing in the kitchen?
Oh, we come out to see what the noise was.
Yeah, we heard a noise. Did you hear it, Kate? Noise? Well, what kind of noise?
A big explosion.
Well, which was it?
Well, it sounded like something fell off a shelf.
And exploded.
You don't think you're all fooling me one little bit, do you?
It was a big explosion.
Cease firing it, Luke. The battle's over.
Now, listen. You're all being very sweet. But I don't expect you to go on eating the way I am. There's no reason why we should all suffer just because I want to lose a few extra pounds.
Oh, we ain't suffering, Sugar Babe.
No, we're starving to death, but we ain't suffering.
Now, you listen to me. Now, I'm going on back to bed, and I want you to go right ahead with your little midnight picnic. Have a good time.
I'm not very hungry anymore.
Well, me neither, I guess.
It's the whole gall-darn trouble. Stomach, instead of being full of food, are full of conscience. Where you going?
One good thing about being my age, you don't know what a conscience is yet.
Essie, I've been starving myself for 2 whole weeks, and I still can't get into this dress. If I've got to go to Luke and Grandpa and admit that all that exercise and dieting was for nothing, I think I'll just die.
Well, you don't have to worry, Kate. I got a surprise for you. I borrowed it from Flora McMichael.
What is it, Hassie?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Use more gas lately.
Well, it can't run on air, Grandpa.
Ouch! Please, Hassie.
It won't be long now.
What do you reckon that is?
I don't know.
Oh!
Hey, Kate? Kate, are you all right?
I'm fine, Luke.
Don't come in. We got a surprise for you.
Surprise.
Okay, we're ready to come out.
Well, Sugar Babe, it fits. Congratulations.
Say, that starvation stuff really worked. Now we can go back to eating in the open again.
Well, now, Sugar, how does it feel to be slim again?
Wonderful.
How come you hold yourself so stiff, Kate? Why don't you relax?
She is relaxed.
What's wrong with you, Sugar Babe?
There's nothing wrong with me.
Run for the hills. The dam had it busted.
Hassie, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been starving myself hollow on the inside, and I haven't even made a dent on the outside. It's only 3 more days till Friday. I reckon I'm just going to follow right along with my Aunt Bessie.
Well, there's one thing you could do to make Luke and Grandpa think you lost weight.
Oh, no, Hassie. I don't want to fool them anymore. I still feel kind of ashamed about that corset. Hassie, you could tell me your idea, and I just wouldn't listen.
Well, I was looking at that dress. There's a lot of material in the seams. We could lay it out so as it would fit, and Grandpa and Luke would never know the difference. Well?
I said I wasn't listening. Hassie.
Yes, Kate?
Was the sewing machine working all right last time you used it?
Grandpa? Well, Grandpa, it just come to me how we can help Kate get into that dress.
Well, you ain't got a chance. The anniversary's tomorrow night.
Yeah, I know, Grandpa, but look, as far as I know, Kate ain't tried that dress on for a couple of days. Now, tomorrow she's going to go downtown to do some shopping. She'll be gone all afternoon.
Yeah?
Well,
Suppose we was to take that dress over to Florrie McMichael's and get her to make it bigger about an inch all the way around.
Yeah, you better make it 2 inches, Luke.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one on Kate.
She'll think she lost a lot of weight all of a sudden. Sure make her happy.
You know, I'd give 50 cents to see the happy look on her face. When she puts that dress on tomorrow night.
Kate? No, I didn't, Hassie. I tried it on last night after I finished working on it. It fit just fine then.
Well, then you must have lost some weight since yesterday.
Hassie, do you really think the exercises and the dieting could have taken hold all of a sudden?
The darndest thing I ever saw. What are you going to do?
Well, it's too late to do anything now. Some anniversary. Luke's going to be looking at me just like I was a wife.
Not so hard, Grandpa. You'll wear out the material.
Kate, hurry up, will you?
Now, Grandpa, when she comes out, don't forget to make a big fuss about how much better she looks now that she lost all that weight.
I hope I can keep a straight face. I guess I better practice. Kate, you look positively...
Look at you.
I guess I overdid the not eating a little. It's for you, Kate. Oh, excuse me.
I thought you said Florrie knowed what she was doing.
Well, I can't figure it out. She said she's just going to let it out enough so that it'd fit her.
Why, that dress looks like a potato sack without the potatoes.
Whose dress you talking about, Grandpa?
Kate's.
Maybe she made it too big when she fixed it.
Well, Kate didn't fix it.
She did something to it the other night in the sewing machine. I got up to get a sandwich and I saw her.
I'll be hornswoggled.
No wonder it fits like that. It's been let out twice.
Darn it, Luke, you just can't trust a woman.
No, I won't say a word. Okay. Bye. Hassie, guess what? That was Florrie. Luke and Grandpa took my dress over and she let it out.
I guess you just can't trust a man.
Very sweet of them, Hassie. Now, let's not say a word.
Well, I've got to hand it to you, Kate. You said you were going to lose weight, and by jingoes, you did it.
Yes, sir. I didn't think you'd make it, Kate.
I've lost a little more than I planned to.
Well, you listen to me. This is our second anniversary, right?
Yes.
Well, I love you more this year than I did last. And if I'm going to keep on loving you more every year, well, you better kind of put on a little more weight to sort of keep up with it. You hear me?
Yes, Luke. Say, I just remembered something about my Aunt Bessie and my Uncle Jeff.
What's that?
Well, they's married for over 30 years, and his face still lit up like there's a little bulb inside it every time she waddled into the room.
Well, happy anniversary, you two. Excuse me.
Where are you going?
Well, that little bulb Kate was talking about reminded me about the icebox. I'm hungry.
Me too.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he's made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Hi, kids.
Hi, Mrs.
Hi,
McCoy.
Grandpa. Hey, Tommy, you want to come in and help me fix the picnic basket?
We'll save time. Why don't I go on ahead and pick up Mary?
Mary?
Well, yeah, then by the time we get back, you'll be all ready to... What's the matter?
When was she invited?
Well, gee, Hassie, I didn't think you'd mind.
Oh, you didn't. Did you ever hear that 3 is a crowd and that Mary is a crowd all by herself?
Gee, Hassie.
You better make up your mind who you're taking to this picnic, me or Mary.
Well, Hassie.
Come on, little Luke. Hurry up. Take a leg. Hey, you know, Kate, I like to see Hassie going around with a nice little boy like Tommy.
They get along real good, too.
Yeah. Make a perfect little comfort on
For the last time, it's either me or her. If we take her with us to the picnic this afternoon, you can forget about me. And you can forget about the malt chop tonight and the Ricky Rocco show tomorrow.
But, Hassie, well, gee, well, I told you I already asked her. And... Well, all right. All right, I will forget about you, Hassie McCoy. You're a stubborn woman.
Well, so long, Grandpa. So long. Good luck to you and little Luke. I hope they're biting.
Yeah.
Come on, sugar.
Oh, Grandpa, don't stay too late at the lake now. Remember, we're all going to lodge supper tonight.
Well, I ain't apt to forget something I've been looking forward to as much as that.
So long.
Bye.
Right.
Oh, hi, Hassie. Where's Tommy?
Oh, he left. What are we all doing today?
Well, what do you mean? What are we all doing?
Well, it's Saturday. We ought to do something.
We are doing something. Me and little Luke's going fishing.
Yeah, Kate and me's going over to the Wilsons.
Well, Hassie, you are going on a picnic with Tommy, ain't you?
Well, no, that was never really definite. Besides, I didn't feel much like going. I'd rather spend the day with my family.
Well, Hassie, we were sure you were busy, and we all made our own plans.
How's this look, Grandpa?
Oh, that's fine, little Luke. Say, Ass, how'd you like to go fishing with me and little Luke?
What? Who wants a girl to...
I don't care much for fishing, Grandpa.
Swell.
See, Luke and I are going over to the Wilsons. It may not be very exciting for you to be with us old married folks, but you're welcome.
Yeah, you could spend some time with Barbara.
Barbara, she's only 2 years old.
Oh, I know, but she talks full words.
I don't mind babysitting with her nights, but I don't care to be a companion to her during the day.
Hassie, we hate to leave you here all alone.
Well, it's only that we already made plans, Ass.
Oh, well, don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
Are you sure, Hassie?
Of course I'm sure. There's plenty I can do. I can wash the windows or scrub the floor or something.
Hassie, now you don't have to do that. Today's Saturday.
Well, you just go on and have fun. I'll get by.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, Peppino, how about us playing some records and you can play your guitar along with them?
Well, I'd love to, Hassie. But today's Saturday. I got a day with Conchita.
Oh, I guess everybody's got somebody.
Luke, you give me a ride?
Oh, yeah, sure, Peppino. Are you ready, Kate?
Oh, just a minute, Luke. Honey, are you sure you don't want to come with us?
No, you go on. I'll be fine.
Come on, Grandpa. Let's get to the fishing.
Go on, Grandpa. You too, Kate and Luke and Peppino. All of you.
Come on, Kate.
All right. We won't be too long, Ash. Ash, that new seed catalog come today. Take a look at it. It's got a dandy pictures in it.
I still feel bad leaving Hassie alone like that.
Well, it ain't our fault, Kate. How's we to know she wasn't going on the picnic?
If she just hadn't said she'd rather spend the day with her family.
Well, if we'd have known, we'd have made other plans. Now it's too late.
Luke's right, Kate. Say hello to the Wilsons first, will you?
Yeah, we'll do that, Grandpa. So long.
So long.
Hope they're biting.
Come on, Grandpa. That fish will get tired of waiting.
That's right, boy. Get ready, Big Charlie. Here we come. Big Charlie. I know this was the day. I was just so sure this was the day. That's him there, the one in the middle, see? He put up an awful fight, but he met his match today.
You sure did, Grandpa. It sure must have been exciting. Excuse me, I got something on the stove.
Well, we better get him clean and get him on ice, huh?
Well, looks like the fisherman beat us home.
Hey, Luke, we got him. We got the Charlie.
Hey, that's him in the middle there, see? You make a meal of himself. It's too bad that big large supper's tonight.
Little Luke, take them out and put them in the icebox. Hi, Auntie.
Look, Kate, did you have a good time at the Wilsons?
Oh, wonderful. We had a real nice visit.
Yeah, Barbara was asking about you.
How about you, Hassie? You all right?
Oh, I'm fine.
What's the apron for? You been making fudge?
Better than that. I got a surprise for all of you. I'm cooking supper.
Supper?
Uh-huh. I'm making chicken and dumplings. I used your recipe, but I add something of my own. I think it'll turn out real good.
Well, that's fine, Hassie, only...
What's the matter?
Well, sweetie, we're not going to be home for supper tonight.
What?
Why, sure. Tonight's the night of the big large supper, don't you remember?
No, I didn't remember.
Well, maybe you and little Luke can eat your victuals, huh?
Oh, no, Grandpa. Little Luke's going to Bobby's house for supper. He's staying over. You see, Hassie, we were sure you were going out with Tommy, like always. And what with us going to the lodge doings, well, we didn't want to leave little Luke alone.
Well, I'm not going with Tommy. I'm not going anywhere.
You mean you're staying here all alone?
Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. I'm used to being alone around here.
Don't be like that.
Well, why not? It's true, isn't it? Everybody's got somebody except me.
Hassie, that's not so.
It is, too. You and Luke have got your friends and your social doings, and Grandpa's got his lodge, and George and Flora, and little Luke's always got somebody to take him someplace. I'm never included in anything.
Now, hold on, Hassie. Don't you think you're being a mite unreasonable? You know, you ain't been around here often lately. You've been running out with the kids your own age.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Just stand around and be ignored? I might just as well not even be a member of this family. I might just as well have never been born.
Golly, what happened?
Oh, Hassie's got a problem.
Sure she has. She's a girl.
Now, little Luke, you're going out and clean them fish. And take your time about it.
Oh, gee, can't I wait, Grandpa? I don't want to miss anything.
You go on out or I won't miss. I guess we get trouble on our hands.
Who'd ever thought that Hassie felt like this about us? Well, I thought she had all her friends because she wanted them. I didn't think we drove her to them.
It's plain that's what we done. What I can't figure out is why she never said nothing about it before.
I guess it's all my fault.
Your fault.
Well, I'm the woman of the family. I should have understood Hassie better. She's at a difficult age, going on 15.
You suppose she's worried about being an old maid?
That's not what I mean, Grandpa. I mean it's a confusing age.
Well, what's so confusing about 15? When I was 15, I never had no problems. I was might mixed up at 6, maybe. I remember telling the revenues where the house was, but I got a good licking to straighten me out on that score.
Grandpa, times is different now. Look, we've got to show Hassie that we love her and we want her. We've got to start including her in the things we do.
I'll include her in everything I do. I'll learn her how to pitch horseshoes and take her to the lodge meeting.
Well, I guess I could teach her how to drive the tractor, if that'd help.
Grandpa, Luke, you're missing the whole point. The important thing is that we do things together as a family. And the only time we can do that is on weekends. Now, up to now, we've all been going our separate ways, leaving Hassie out of things. And from now on, we've got to see that we do things with her.
Well, if you say so, Sugar Babe, we'll start first thing in the morning.
No, we're going to start right now. Hassie was alone in this house all day today, and we're going to see that she's not left alone again tonight. We got to find something that we can all do together.
Wait a minute. You forgetting about our lodge supper tonight?
No, I ain't forgetting it. We're giving it up.
Giving it up?
What's more important, a lodge supper or Hassie?
Oh, well, now, this is going to be the biggest affair of the whole year.
Yeah. They're having chicken fricassee and ice cream with 3 colors in it, and even them paper cups with the nuts in them.
Yeah. You don't give up such a fine supper just like that.
I repeat, which is more important, a lodge supper or Hassie?
Luke?
Well, all right. All right. If we got to do it, then we got to do it.
Grandpa.
And I head Coney drugstores and donate them after eating, Minch.
Grandpa, please.
All right, so be it. What are we supposed to do?
Well, that's not important. The important thing is that we do something she likes and something she'll want to do with us.
Well, Saturday night's her night to go into town.
Well, that's what we'll do then. We'll pile in the car, roll into town, have us a high old time. And when Amos McCoy decides to go along with something, he goes along 100%. Pretty lively, don't it?
Grandpa, I didn't think we were coming here.
Hey, Grandpa, this don't look like no kind of a place for us.
Oh, why not? We came out for a high old time, didn't we?
Grandpa, wouldn't it be better if we went to a movie?
Yes, ain't this a place you come every Saturday night with your gang?
Yes, Grandpa, but...
Well, sure, we'll be going in here tonight, only you're with your family, see?
Grandpa, let me talk to you a minute. Grandpa, only teenagers go in there. You might embarrass Hassie.
Embarrass? Hash, you ain't ashamed of us, are you?
Of course not, Grandpa.
There, you see? Come on, let's not miss none of the fun. You sure pack them in here, don't they? Give our hogs more room than this. There's a table over there. Is that what they was doing, dancing?
Of course.
Well, one thing I'll say from not knowing how don't seem to bother them none. Let's set ourselves down.
Sure. Well, huh? Maybe we better order something so they'll know we're on their side.
Hi. What'll it be, Daddy-O?
Thank you, Daddy. My name's Amos McCoy.
Grandpa, Daddy-O is what all the kids call each other. Is he from Squaresville?
No.
We're from here.
What'd it be?
4 sarsaparillas.
For what?
This is an ice cream parlor, ain't it? 4 sarsaparillas.
Just make it 4 chocolate ice cream sodas.
Make one of them a sarsaparilla.
What are you doing here?
I'm having fun with my family. Is there anything wrong with that?
Well, no, except how can you have fun with your... I mean, want to dance, Hassie?
No, thank you. I'm having a very nice time right here. Now, what was that joke you were telling, Grandpa?
I won't tell her nothing. Now go on, dance with your boyfriend. Get out of here. Go ahead. Hey, why don't you two get out there and shake a leg, too?
Oh, now, Grandpa, that kind of dancing's for young folks.
But you ain't exactly tottering, you know.
Well, they don't want us out there.
Get out there. You want to Hassie to think you ain't having a good time? Go on.
Tell you the truth, Grandpa.
Like the others here.
We can do that, Grandpa.
It's easy, just like the Kentucky trot. Here, let me show you. There's Hassie over there.
having a good time.
I don't feel like dancing anymore, if you don't mind. I'm going back to my
Cassie, wait a minute. I want to talk to you. I want to apologize.
Apologize?
Yeah, about this morning. I've been miserable ever since.
You have?
Honest.
How miserable?
Oh, real miserable.
Oh, Tommy, that's the nicest thing a boy ever said to me.
Well, then you go to the Rocco show with me tomorrow?
Well,
You don't have to worry about Mary. I got her a date.
you did? But I thought you were going...
No. Think I'd take her and have everyone think she was my girl instead of you? I got her a date with Corky Jensen so we can be alone. Just you and me.
Oh, Tommy. Thank you for bringing me here. I'm having a terrific time.
You just leaving old Grandpa. Excuse me, how do you get out of here, Daddy-O?
I thought the preacher gave a real good sermon this morning.
Well, I couldn't even hear what he said. My head's still rocking and rolling from that jukebox last night.
Oh, mine too. I'm just one big bruise from head to toe.
My feet feel like they was wore off the anchors. I say the younger generation is soft. Well, if they can take that kind of abuse steady running, I'll say they're harder than nails.
Come on, Grandpa. Get your clothes changed so we can go fly kites this afternoon.
Oh, no, little Luke. You go ahead. I don't feel up to flying.
Aw, gee.
There's one thing's going to feel good. Get off these duds and get settled down for a chicken game with George this afternoon.
You said a mouthful, Grandpa. I got just enough strength to get out to the hammock.
Luke, ain't you and Grandpa forgetting something?
Well, like what, sugar?
Like this being our day to spend with Hassie.
Oh, Jingo's cake, we done give it a whole goddamn shooting match last night. And like to done ourselves in doing it.
Oh, we can't expect to spend one evening with Hassie and think we done our duty to her. Don't you remember we decided to devote the whole weekend to her?
Oh. Well, now, look, sugar babe. A fella can stand just so much.
And my feet won't stand at all.
It was so sweet of you to take me out last night. I had a wonderful time.
There, you see what just one evening out with her family done for her?
Yeah, well, I wish you'd have done as much for us.
I just decided I have the best family in the whole world.
Now, see? Now we gotta think of what we can do with Hassie this afternoon. Say, I bet Hassie'd like to see that Ricky Rocco show.
What's the Ricky Rocco?
Oh, he's a rock and roll singer all the kids is crazy about, Grandpa. Boy, she's gonna be surprised. Oh, hello, Tommy.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Is Hassie ready?
Ready for what?
Oh, we have a date this afternoon. I'm taking her to the Ricky Rocco show.
You're taking her? When was all this decided?
Well, last night. See, Hassie and I had a fight yesterday. She got sore. That's why she didn't go to the picnic with me.
So that's why she was down in the dumps yesterday.
Yeah, she really got mad. Even canceled our date for this afternoon. Last night I apologized, so everything's fine now. Is she ready?
No, Tommy, but she will be in a jiffy. Now, look, son, you just go right out front here and wait, and she'll be out in 3 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Okay.
Well, how do you like that? We went through all that torture last night for nothing.
Yeah, and missed that fine supper at the lodge.
Yeah, that cream chicken and them nuts in the little cups and the conies after eating mince.
Yeah, and she wasn't missing the family at all. It was just because she had a fight with Tom.
Yeah. Running us around like a bunch of ninnies. Ain't you a woman? You should have known what was going on.
Well, like I told you, Grandpa, Hassie's at a confusing age.
Well, Hassie, what are we all doing this afternoon?
What do you mean, Grandpa?
Well, you know what I mean. We're all having fun together, ain't we? The whole family.
Yeah, you know, we had such a good time last night, Hassie, that we decided that maybe you're right. Yeah. From now on, we're going to include you in everything we do. Right, Dave?
That's right, Hassie. We don't want anybody to feel left out no more.
So what do we do this afternoon, Hass?
Well, gee, Grandpa,
Well, we do anything you say. We give up our fishing, we give up our resting, we give up our checking plan. We do anything just so as we can all be together and have some fun this afternoon.
I got an idea. Seeing as how Hassie missed out on her picnic yesterday afternoon,
Why don't we all go on a picnic today?
Well, that should be fun.
That's a good idea. We pack a lunch and we go up to Hog Valley, and you and little Luke can just holler your heads off and then listen to the echoes to come back.
You don't look so happy. Is there something else you'd rather be doing?
Maybe Hassie'd be happier spending the time with her friends instead of her family.
Well, what do you say, Hass?
We'll go on the picnic, but I have to call somebody first.
Now, wait a minute, honey. Now, yes, tell the truth. Wouldn't you rather be with the kids instead of us?
Well, to tell you the truth, well, you've all been so nice to me, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but
But you can't hurt us, Hass. We know you like your family. We know you got to have friends. And it's only natural that you like to be with them.
As long as you know we love you, and we'll always be here if you really need us.
And as long as you don't try to make us feel like we've been neglecting you every time you have a little fight with one of your friends.
oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. How'd you know?
Never mind, but if you don't want to miss no fun this afternoon, you just make some tracks. You stick your head out that door and you'll find somebody's waiting on you.
You're the most wonderful, lovable, kind, and
Sneaky?
sneaky family.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
I'll bring it down even here.
Well, Florrie, has Grandpa asked you the Grange dance yet?
Not yet, but he will. You know Amos, he always waits till a day or so before the dance. I'm not worried. Who else would he take?
Hey, Luke, them schoolgirls is here.
Be right there.
Schoolgirls?
Uh-huh. They're the girls from the Briarcliff Academy. It's sort of a field trip. Mr. Fraser from the bank arranged it. Oh, a tie.
Well, of course. Fella's got to put on the dog a little bit when visitors come.
Schoolgirls, what is this place, a farm or a museum?
You don't have to come, Grandpa. I can take care of them. You do whatever you want to do.
Well, you just see that you don't guide your group around where I'm working, because I'd sure hate to plow under one of them sophomores.
Oh, good morning. I'm from the Briarcliff School for Girls.
Oh, yeah, you must be Miss Winston.
Yes.
Yeah, well, come on in, won't you?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like you to meet my wife.
How do you do?
Howdy.
And this is Miss McMichael.
How are you?
How do you do?
And this is my grandpa, Mr. McCoy.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McCoy?
How do, ma'am?
Well, the little ladies all set to look the place over, are they?
Oh, yes. They're very enthusiastic about farming. Last week, we took them to visit an avocado ranch.
You won't find no avocados here.
No, we're more of an all-around kind of a ranch. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Chicken and beef and potatoes, carrots, peas.
Luke, you talk about the place like it was a 10-acre stew.
That's very funny, Mr. McCoy. Oh, those girls. Well, I better get them out of the station wagon and line them up.
Yeah, well, it's sure going to be fun showing the kids around, Miss Winston.
Well, it's so nice to have met you ladies, and you too, Mr. McCoy.
More power to you. It's a fine figure of a woman for teaching.
Oh, she's not a teacher, Grandpa. And Mr. Fraser said she's on the board of governors at the school. It seems her husband died and left the school a lot of money.
Oh, a widow woman, huh? Wonder where she's been hiding all this time.
Oh, at your age.
She's almost young enough to be your daughter.
Yeah, that's too bad, ain't it? Well, there ain't nothing wrong with an old tomcat peeking in the window of a fish market now, is there?
All right, girls, now, come on. Column of twos. Twos.
Hey, Lou.
That's right. And get a nice straight line so we won't keep Mr. McCoy waiting. That's it.
Do I look all right?
What are you doing out here?
Well, I thought you might need me. I don't want you making no mistakes.
That's my best time.
Well, I ain't eating. I'm just a-walking.
All right, but you let me handle the tour, you hear? Because I got all my notes wrote out here.
All right, I'll leave it up to you, but what do you get down there first?
Cow, milking, and such.
Oh, a cow. Hey, that's a big item for a starter. You should give him a cow kind of gradual like you. Now, chickens is a good start.
Grandpa, who's handling this?
All right, you're in charge. You're in charge. But you better start with the chickens.
Come on in. Just gather around there. Yes, sir. This is the chicken house.
Oh, well, it's very nice.
Yeah, the chickens call it home. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah, Grandpa.
All right. You're in charge. You're in charge.
Now, in here, girls, we got 25 chickens.
I just counted 26.
Oh, you
well,
mean that extra felly over there? Well, you see, he's a rooster from George McMichael's farm. He comes over to visit our rooster now and then, just for a little man talk.
Charming. You know, your grandfather has a delightful sense of humor.
Oh, yeah, he's a sketch, all right.
So today we got 26. It's Visitors' Day.
Yeah, today's Visitors' Day. Anybody got any questions?
What do you feed them?
Well, it all depends.
Yeah, the fries eat the bran mash. And the layers eat the old pure sand mash. Now, come over here, girls, and I'll show you.
Is your grandfather married?
No, ma'am, no. Grandma passed on quite some time ago. Yeah.
Now, you see, this here's the laying mash, you see? You know, look, I don't think there's much soybean in that as they oughta.
Yeah, well, Grandpa, I don't think the girls would be too much
You can
interested.
determine that just by smelling it? I think that's marvelous.
Oh, it ain't so marvelous, ma'am. You see, I got chickens in my blood.
The mash is made up of corn, ground barley,
ground oats, and ground limestone. That'll make the shell, you see.
Why, I didn't know that. Of course, I was raised a city girl.
Oh, well, ma'am, you know, city eggs has shells, too.
Yeah, well, if they didn't have shells, it'd be awful messy hauling them into market.
Can we pet the chickens?
Go ahead, honey. Pet them all you want.
Well, just trying to make sort of a little joke.
You just ain't got it, boy. You just ain't got it.
Well, if you'd have said it, they'd have probably laughed. That's because you're so gall-darn charming and delightful.
I am?
Yeah, well, according to Miss Winston, you are.
She said that? Well, now, ain't that something about me?
Mr. McCoy, how many eggs does each chicken lay a day?
Oh, well, you see, they lay about...
push out 4 or 5 eggs a week.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we haven't gathered the eggs yet today. We saved that, thought maybe the girls would like to see it.
Well, now, I think they'd enjoy that very much.
You know, it'll do them a lot of good to get out on the farm like this, get the fresh air. It's even doing you good. Your cheeks is picking up already.
Thank you.
Yeah, Grandpa, don't you think that...
Emily's calling you, Luke. It looks like she laid a double yoker. She's sitting kind of tall.
Mr. McCoy, your grandson tells me that you're a widower.
Yes, ma'am. 18 years now.
Do you, get much of a chance for a social life?
Oh, yes. I belong to Mystic Nile and the Grange. And played checkies with my grandson, Luke, and my good friend, George McMichael. Horseshoes Saturday afternoon. Oh, it's a dizzy pace. Well, come on. There's lots more to see.
Oh, come on, girls. There we are.
Milk gives us cream and butter and cheese. A cow is...
Covered with cowhide.
Grandpa, you let me do this?
Of
course, Luke. You're in charge. Go on at the milking. Show 'em how we do it.
Yeah.
Now, don't crowd in too close, girls.
Now,
Mr.
see,
McCoy.
we got to milk Bessie every day, twice a day.
When I spoke to you about going out of an evening now and then, I hope you didn't think I was prying.
Why, no, ma'am, you weren't prying. My life is an open-faced sandwich. I do go out now and then.
Mostly with your family, I suppose.
Baby, Bessie, now, whoa. Now, steady, Bessie. Whoa, now.
Leave one for the camp, Luke. That's why she's kicking up such a fuss. No, I don't always go out with my family. I go out by myself when something interesting comes up.
Well, it's definite then. I'll see you at my house Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night's fine. Mighty fine, yes.
And thank you for a lovely day. The girls have learned so much, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Well, you're welcome to come anytime.
Well, goodbye, Amos.
Goodbye, Very. Goodbye, girls.
Bye.
Come again.
Bye-bye. Be good now. Come again. Bye.
I ever seen the bobcat stitching on a stitching machine. Well, Grandpa ain't as old as you thought he was. What? Very just asked me to... Very? Well, that's Miss Winston's front name. She done took a shine to me and me to her.
Oh, what, Grandpa, a woman like that? Why, there's 15 years difference in your age.
She don't know that. And I ain't about to show her my driver's license.
Grandpa.
Yeah, to you I'm Grandpa, but to her I'm just a single dog running loose with a dragging leash. Come on, boy, you walk like an old man.
I don't know, Grandpa. I still think it's your imagination. You just don't seem to be Miss Winston's type.
Very.
Well, anyway, you're older and...
Well, that's what I told him. I don't know. The whole thing sounds fishy to me.
I don't see nothing fishy about it at all. There's a lot of things you don't know about. I never told you everything about me, you know.
Maybe you better tell us then, Grandpa.
Well, when I was a young fella, I was the only spooner on Smoky Corners Lake that had a rowboat with a gramophone in it.
I still think there's something funny about it. I'll bet Mrs. Winston was just being sociable. And when she gets home, she'll forget you ever met you and you'll never see her again.
Well, that's what you think. Now, maybe you'd be interested to know that she won't forget about me. Because we already done made us an engagement for one evening this week. And don't let an old beehive fool you. It might look a little wrinkled on the outside, but there's a lot of buzzing and stinging going on inside.
Hello, Kate.
Oh, hi, Flora. Oh, my, doesn't your hair look pretty?
Well, I just came from the beauty parlor.
But you're going to look nice for the dance tonight.
Well, I don't know if I'm going. Amos hasn't asked me yet. I'm beginning to worry. This is the first time he's ever waited so long.
That's Grandpa. Wait until the last minute for everything. But I tell you, he's out in the barn right now. Why don't you go out and talk to him and set him straight?
Maybe I should go out and sort of hint around a little bit. You know, subtle like.
Yeah, well, if being subtle don't work, there's a pitchfork in the left-hand corner near the barn door. Good luck, Florrie.
Good afternoon, Amos.
Well, Florrie, sure am glad to see you.
You are?
You got no idea how happy I am to see you step through that door this very minute. This being Friday and all.
Is there something special you want to see me about, being that it's Friday and all?
Well, yeah. You see, Friday's the day I do my shopping, and I need you to join the grindstone.
Amos, do you notice anything different about me? Amos, can't you look at me for a minute?
Say, you got a nice head of steam up, Florrie, but it's too bad you can't use it. 'Cause I'm done grinding for a minute.
Amos, Friday's a wonderful part of the week, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
People going out, having fun.
Uh-huh.
Kate and Luke are certainly excited.
About what?
About the dance tonight, of course.
Gee, the dance is tonight, ain't it, Florrie?
Yes, Amos.
Hey, you better start cranking again.
Amos, You are going to the dance, aren't you?
Well, no, Florrie. I ain't.
You just don't want to take me, do you?
Oh, it ain't that at all, Florrie. Well, you see, I'm spending the evening with another woman.
What?
Well, I couldn't help myself. She couldn't help herself neither. I seen her, and she seen me, and the sun was a-shining, the wind was a-blowing through my hair. There was a smell of new mowed hay in the breeze. Well, sort of hit the both of us, like a cow crashing through one of them new Bull Durham signs. I'm sorry, Florrie. It's always been my undoing. Sometimes I wish I was born rich instead of charming and delightful. Oh, the funniest thing I ever seen was a bobcat stitching on a stitching machine. What's the matter with you?
Holy smoke, Grandpa. What have you been doing? Soaking your clothes in kerosene?
That's toilet water, you ninny. I bought it from Peanut. Hey, Kate, that dress is a beauty.
Thank you. But you save your compliments for Mrs. Winston.
You still riled at me because I ain't taking Florrie?
Yes, I am. But you needn't fret about her, because she ain't going to be sitting at home. We're taking her to dance with us.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I hope she has a nice time, too. It wouldn't be right for a nice woman like her to be sitting home having that big bird of jealousy just a-pecking at her heart. That's what happens to a nice woman when she takes a shine to a rascal like me. Just no good. Well, I best be on my way.
Well, just make yourself comfortable, Amos.
Thank you. Easy, Candy.
Oh, now, you just hold on to that for a minute. I'll be right back.
$65 old. I don't believe it. I must have made a mistake in the date she was born.
Amos, I want you to meet my mother.
Well, that's fitting. Where's she at? Oh, here. You, miss? Why, I thought for certain you was Very's little sister.
You're joshing, but I love it. I'm Very's mother, all right.
Oh, I can see now. Yeah, I can see it. I can see where Very gets a pretty face from. Why, you two is the exact flavor of each other.
You're very sweet to say that, Amos, and so nice to come over.
Well, it's nice for you to have me, Very. You know, often a man gets a chance to have such nice company.
Oh, now, Amos, I think you have a tendency to underrate yourself. Now, I'll bet you're very popular. You're bright and...
charming and delightful?
Exactly. You're all those things. As far as I can see, you're an ideal companion.
Well...
a wonderful gentleman friend for Mother.
I get my boss, but I got my good points, too. For Mother.
I know you two will get along beautifully. It's been so difficult trying to find a companion Mother's age.
I'm 75.
75?
Mm-hmm. How old are you, Andy?
Amos. 65.
Oh, excuse me. I'll answer the telephone.
Say, Arthur, I'd like to get a peek at that box of candy Vera told me you brought me.
There you are, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Sit down. Oh, peanut brittle, my favorite.
Yeah.
I can handle peanut brittle fine. I just soak it soft in a wet rag.
Carl, Mother. A gentleman friend of mine.
Oh, I see.
He'll be by in 10 minutes, and then we'll all go to the Grange dance.
Oh, fine.
Grange dance? You're count me out of that. I can't go to no Grange dance.
Why?
Well, I don't know enough about how to dance.
Oh, bless your heart, I'll teach you.
Well, all the tickets have been sold out.
Oh, no, I've got them. She's got them. Well, come on, Mother dear. We better get ready. I don't want to keep Carl waiting.
Carl's a nervous boy, but he's neat. Sit down there and be comfy, and we'll be back in a jiffy.
I've been in this hall many times, and this is the smoothest spot in the place. Now, shall we dance?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
What is it, Luke?
Well, either somebody spiked the punch or Grandpa's in that bush over there.
See? Well, it must have been your imagination.
Yeah.
There. Now, wasn't that nice?
Kinda. Only that tree kept poking me in the back. Why don't we look around and see who's here?
No need to look around. I can tell you who's here. It's the same old crowd. Now you just stay here in the shade and get cooled off, and I'll get us some punch. Just a minute. Oh, excuse me, Transy.
That was quick for the punch.
Well, I was just going to get it when I...
Good evening, Amos.
Hi, Grandpa.
Good evening, Florrie. Good evening, Luke. This Miss Winston's mother, Miss Lynn.
Oh.
Proud to know you.
Eileen,
Morris.
it's been a long time.
A long time.
Do you mind if I have a few dances for an old flame?
No, you've already...
Oh, fun.
Well, there goes my date.
Your date?
Well, Amos, I thought you were with Mrs. Winston.
Me with a kid like Veery? Why, she's dancing with a fiancé. I only agreed to keep her poor old mother company for an evening.
Amos?
That's the truth, Florrie.
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. The other day in the kitchen, you said that you had asked Miss Winston...
Let's keep right on dancing, Florrie.
No, I want to find out what all this is about.
Well, I done told you what it's about. It was this older lady, you see.
Where? Not at the farm.
No, in this rocking chair. No friends and nothing. And all she done all day was just soak peanut brittle. And Miss Winston asked me if I'd forego my pleasure taking you out of an evening and take a mother to dance, you see.
Really? Are you telling the truth?
Florrie, have you ever known me to lie?
Yes.
But not at a dance.
Maybe I do owe you an apology, Amos. It was an awfully sweet thing for you to do. But why didn't you tell me in the barn that day that it was Mrs. Winston's mother you were taking out?
Well, I never knowed it till I got to the house.
So you were planning to take Mrs. Winston. Oh, Amos, you lied to me.
Look, Florrie, look. Now don't cry, would you? Look, let me tell you. Florrie, I'll make it up to you. I'll take you to every Grange dance there is. But you gotta stop crying, because I just can't stand it.
Crying, I'm laughing.
Oh, so you don't think a woman like Miss Winston would like me, huh? You think I'm over the hill. Now you listen to me, Florrie McMoney.
Amos, dear, now settle down and dance with me. After all, this whole thing is just a part of growing up.
Real McCoys. Starring Walter Brennan. Created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
Now you fire another one, little Luke. You just burn her in here just like I learned, you see? There. You see that? That's almost a strike. Little Luke. Now I'm going to show you the McCoy secret elbow fling. Stand right here now.
When you going to throw it, Grandpa?
Well, that's the secret, you see. Nobody knows when I'm going to turn it loose, even me. You just pay attention now, because you got to learn this. That is, if you want your team to be the champion of the Little League.
Champs, Grandpa. We'll be lucky if we even get in.
Get in? You got a team, ain't you?
Yeah, but we haven't got a coach, and they won't let you in unless you got a grown-up in charge.
Well, get one then.
We're trying, Grandpa, but none of the fathers will volunteer. They're all too busy.
Too busy to show interest in his sons? But that ain't no excuse. That ain't no excuse at all. Man can't show a little interest in his son, don't deserve to be called father.
How about you, Grandpa?
How about me what?
How about you being our coach?
Me? Oh, well,
All you have to do is be at the practices on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons. Oh, and, of course, Saturdays.
Well, I like to help you out, little Luke, but I ain't a father.
Oh, there's no rule says it's got to be a father. It could just as well be a grandfather.
Oh, it could, huh?
Sure.
Kind of sloppy rules they got, ain't they?
And it's only for 3 months.
Oh, look, I'd sure like to help you out, but I'm so busy with my large doings, and then I got my regular horseshoe pitching and Checky playing with George McViker. I'm just too busy.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Little Luke.
Hi, Grandpa.
Luke! Hold up, little Luke, now, look. You can stop worrying.
Yeah?
Your grandpa ain't gonna see you kids get left out on account he ain't got no coach.
You mean you're gonna do it?
No, I ain't gonna do it. I got a better idea. Your big brother Luke's gonna do it.
Golly, do you think he will? Come on, Grandpa, let's go ask him.
No, wait a minute now. This ain't no time to throw Luke a straight ball. We gotta throw him a curve, see?
No, I already did. Just one of them.
When you gonna ask Luke, Grandpa?
Ask me what?
Oh, have some potatoes, Luke. Go ahead.
No, thanks, Grandpa. I already got a plate full.
Well, I just wanted to be sure you had enough, you know. You're still getting your groceries like little Luke here. Boy, he sure showed up in the last couple of months, ain't he? Huh?
He sure has. Seems like I'm putting a new measuring mark on the door every day.
Well, it's easy to see why he's growing so fast, too. He's getting plenty of fresh air and exercise, especially the kind you get from baseball.
That's real good for him, all right.
It makes him real big and strong.
I just hope the bad news don't stunt his growth none.
What bad news?
Why, ain't you heard? Well, it don't look like little Luke's baseball team's going to get into the Little League.
Not get in. How come?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Luke. It appears they got to have a coach, you see. And there ain't one of them fathers wants to give time to lend a hand. Now, ain't that a crying shame?
It sure is.
Well, it's worse than a shame. It's a disgrace. Well, I don't care how busy a man is. He ought to take the time to be with the boys.
I knowed you'd feel that way, Coach.
Sure. I mean, that's the whole idea of raising a boy. You go out with him and you kind of play and... Coach?
You're a good man for accepting, Luke, and I know you'll have a winning team.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't accept...
Well, look, it's only for 3 afternoons a week and Saturdays.
And only for 3 months.
3 months. Oh, well, gosh, I'm awful sorry. I'd love to do it, you know, but I'm so darn busy. You understand, don't you, little Luke?
Yeah, I understand. Everybody's too busy.
Little Luke, you haven't finished your supper.
Well, I'm not hungry.
Luke, maybe you could do it. It'd mean so much to the boy.
Yeah, I know, but...
It will make him real happy, Senor Coach.
Do you know how much work there is to coaching a little league team? Why, just about take up all my spare time. Time I could be spending with you, sugar babe.
Right now, I'm not the important one. Little Luke is. Just remember, he hasn't got a daddy like them other boys. Just think how proud it'd make him if his big brother was the one to take over.
Kate's right, boy. You know, we owe it to little Luke to sort of make up to him for the daddy he ain't got.
I'll give it.
Luke.
Well, Mac, how are you, Mr. Foster, Mr. Cogan? How are y'all?
Yeah, there he is, gentlemen. The man of the hour.
It's a fine thing you're doing, Luke.
It sure is a fine thing you're doing. Thanks. Thanks very much. What is it I'm doing?
What is it he's doing? Will you listen to that modesty? When Amos told us that you were taking over the team, we just had to come over and give you our vote of thanks.
Grandpa already told you?
He sure did. You know, Luke, we envy you. We wish we had time to coach the boys, but we're just too busy. And that's why we appreciate what you're doing. I tell you, you're a real public-spirited citizen.
You bet you are, Luke.
Yes, you sure are.
That's our Luke. Public-spirited through and through. And he's going to do his level best for the team, ain't you, Luke?
Yeah, well, Yeah, I guess I am.
I go tell little Luke the good news.
Would you gentlemen like some coffee?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Go right and have some coffee and maybe a piece of cake. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Grandpa, you pulled some sneaky tricks in your time, but this one just about tops them all.
Yeah, and I'm getting better all the time, ain't I?
Not this way.
Line up over there by home plate.
There you go.
Well, thanks, fellas, for driving the boys out. Oh, I figure the tryouts will take maybe 2 hours. You can come back then and pick them up.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Luke, I think we'll stick around and watch a while, right, fellas?
Yeah, sure.
I thought you was busy.
Well, we can take time now and then to watch our kids, especially the first day.
Oh, I see. Sure thing. Okay, gang. Okay. Hey, now let's kind of line up there. Kind of line up, make a straight line there. That's it. All right, now, before we begin, I'd like to get some idea of what positions y'all play. Now, first off, how many outfielders we got? Will all the outfielders step forward? Well, how about the infielders? How many of them we got? Will the infielders kind of step forward? Well, how many of your pitchers? Wait a minute. Now, step back there. Get back in line there. I think we better start this thing all over again.
If you're looking for a pitcher, you won't have to look too far. My boy Georgie's the best.
Yes, who?
Yeah, Georgie. Come here, boy. Now get out there and show the coach that blazing fastball of yours.
Oh, see here,
Yeah, well,
my goodness.
take it easy, Grandpa. I mean, to give all the boys here a fair chance, we might just as well start with Georgie there.
Well, you won't need to bother with the others after you see my boy. Come on, fire one in, son. Did you see him burn that one in? Oh, it almost tore a hole right through Luke's mitt.
That's enough for now, Freddie. You throw a nice ball, son. All right, now, who else haven't we tried out yet?
Little Luke, that's who. What's the matter with you?
Well, Grandpa, I already know what little Luke can do.
You don't know what he can do with a batter at the plate, and that's a true test of a pitcher. Hey, little Luke, come here. Go on, get out there. Come on now, boy. Show him what you can do when the heat's on. Did you see that curve?
Well, let's see now. Yeah, I was figuring for the infield here.
Well, I get that all figured out. Yeah, the Reynolds boy at third, Charlie Haskins' boy at short, the Allen kid at second, and Henry Smith's boy at first. Now put them down just like
Well,
that.
now, just a minute, Grandpa. I'm supposed to be the coach.
Sure, you're the coach, Luke, but I'm telling you how to run the team.
All right, Grandpa, and I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Now, I'll think on your ideas. Yeah. Now, for catcher...
the Adams kid, he's the best one for catching, I'm sure.
Oh? Well, I was thinking of Ricky Phillips.
Ricky Phillips? Oh, no. Well, he can't even compare with that Adams kid.
Yeah, all right, Grandpa. I'll make a note of that, too. Yeah. Let me see, for pitcher...
Well, we don't have to even talk about that.
You what?
Oh, me and you both know who's the pitcher.
We do?
Why, sure, little Luke. Let's get on to the outfield.
Yeah, wait, just a minute, Grandpa. Just a gol darn minute.
What's the matter, boy?
I ain't so sure that little Luke ought to be the pitcher.
Wash out your mouth, boy. Getting little Luke your brother? Your own flesh and blood?
No, but I also ain't forgetting that I'm the coach. And I gotta be fair.
Well, be fair and pick little Luke.
I just gotta pick him the way I see him.
Well, you sure ain't picking him right. Now listen to me, Luke.
No, you listen to me. Now, I didn't want this job in the first place, but now that I got it, I'm gonna do the best I know how. I wanna thank you for your advice, Grandpa, but I'm the coach, and I gotta have the final say.
Well, say little Luke's gonna be the pitcher.
I can't say that he will, and I can't say that he won't. All I can say is maybe.
Well, fine. All I wanted was a clean, straight-out answer.
Howdy, boys. Fellas, here's the lineup.
Oh, good. Take a look. You got Davey up there for shortstop, haven't you?
Wait a minute. Don't you think the boys ought to be the first one to know where they're going to play?
Oh, Georgie, get in there, boy.
Gang, yeah. Now that y'all know where you're going to be playing, I'd just like to say this. From now on, we're all going to be thinking about just one thing, and that's good of the team. Right? Right! Well, let's go get the equipment, the bats, and balls. Let's go hustle out there. Here, Terry. Let me give you a hand with this.
Well, I see you put the Adams boy in as a catcher, huh?
Yeah, that's right, Grandpa.
Glad to see you took my advice about the lineup.
Got your glove there, son. You're playing shortstop, aren't you, Davey boy?
Dad, I'm first base.
First base.
Don't look so surprised, Grogan. You might have known he'd pick my Joey for shortstop.
I'm not shortstop, Dad. I'm right field.
Shortstop. Watkins.
Go on, let's get going, gang.
Now, you pitch real good, Georgie boy.
Oh, I'm not the pitcher, Dad. I'm the center fielder.
Well, that's ridiculous. Now, see here,
Dad,
McCoy.
I don't mind. Honest. As long as I get to play baseball, that's all I care about.
Well, I care.
Georgie, you run along. I'll talk to your dad. You too, Terry. Go on now, hustle. Mac, do you think it's a good idea for you to argue like this in front of the boys?
All I know is I didn't pay $9 for a glove for my boy to be way out in the outfield where nobody can see him.
Well, look, Mac, I just happen to think that Georgie's the best outfielder we got. And he's going to be a big help to the team out there.
He'd be a bigger help as a pitcher. I've been training that boy.
Now, wait,
Simmer down now, McGinnis, simmer down. Luke's the coach, you know. You got to do like he says. I'm sure he thought it over fair and square and chose the right boy for pitcher, right, Luke?
Well, I tried, Grandpa.
Yes, sir. He wrestled with his conscience and made the right choice.
Let's just see who he did choose. Pitcher Freddie Thompson.
Oh, that's right. He's the best. Freddie Thompson? You sure that don't say little Luke McCoy?
Grandpa, I decided that Freddie's the best one.
Well, how can you say that? You know little Luke throws the best curveball any boy in the team. Have you ever seen him do the elbow flip?
Yeah, and how about my Georgie's blazing fastball?
Now, wait just a minute. I know that little Luke's got a curveball, and Georgie's got a blazing fastball. But Freddie can do something neither one of them can do.
What?
Throw the ball over the plate. You've got no idea how handy that comes in when you're trying to strike somebody out.
me the honor of letting him coach the team, and he turns against me. It's pitiful, that's what it is, pitiful. A great pitcher like you playing in the outfield. It's pitiful, that's what it is, just pitiful.
What is?
Oh, buck up, boy. I know how miserable you feel.
Who, me?
There ain't nothing takes the heart out of a man like being turned on by his own kin.
What do you mean?
I'm just as sick about what happened today at practice as you are. Luke putting that Freddie Thompson in as a pitcher instead of you.
Well, I'm not sick about it. I don't care where I play in the team, as long as I get to play.
Well, you wanted to be a pitcher and show him that elbow fling I learned you, didn't you?
No, you're the one who wanted me to pitch.
You mean to tell me you're happy playing where you're playing?
Sure. None of us guys care where we play, as long as we get to play.
Luke.
Oh, now, come on,
You
Foster.
boys,
You
you
don't have
boys
any
can
order. I didn't see any.
Sounds like trouble to Luke, excuse me.
Evening, Kate.
Hello.
Luke, we want to have a talk with you. We've been talking it over, and we're not too happy with the way you're running our team.
Your team? Well, I thought it was a boys' team.
Now, let's not pussyfoot around with words. We come over here to see that you don't make some serious mistakes in coaching.
Serious mistakes, Mac?
Yeah, well, what else would you call it when you put a good pitcher like my Georgie out in the outfield? Why, it's...
Would you say the word is pitiful? Just pitiful?
Yes, that's exactly the word, pitiful.
And it isn't only mistakes in pitching, Luke. Why, imagine a team without my Davy at shortstop.
Or your Joe.
Or my Joe.
I guess I just don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I must be a terrible coach.
No, you're not, Luke. You're swell. All the kids think so.
Now, little Luke, that's very nice for you to say that, but what you boys think don't count, you see, because you're just playing the game. All right, fellas, what is it you want to do about this?
All we want is a little cooperation.
Listen to other people.
Don't be so stubborn.
Now, fellas, just a minute. I got the answer to all this.
You have?
I sure have. Now, look, I know Luke's my own grandson. But if he ain't doing a good job, I say get rid of him.
Oh, Grandpa.
Luke, we're going to ask you to step out.
Well, now, there is the first sensible thing I've heard all day. I'll turn in my cap and my whistle with pleasure. Excuse me.
Well, if Luke's going, I'm going.
Amos, what are you doing?
Well, now, don't look so down in the mouth, Mac. Don't you see what this does? With Luke out of the way, we can get us a real coach. One that knows ball players like that hard-pitching boy of yours. We can have us a real team, a winning team, with a winning coach.
Now you're talking. Right, men?
Right.
Yeah. Who'd you have in mind for this coach, Amos?
Well, there ain't but one man for the job. That's you.
Me?
Sure, you know baseball. Why, it's just been plain hogwash to think of anybody else. Congratulations.
Oh, I can't take time to coach.
Why, a valuable man like you's got to make time for the good of the team.
But I just can't. I'm launching a spring sale down at the hardware store right now. I can't. What about Grogan here? You got plenty of time. You don't do any business down at that place of yours anyway.
He and I don't do any business. Why, I'm on the go all the time. It's go, go, go. Foster here's your man. He's got a lot of time. Nothing going on down there at that lumber yard of his.
Are you kidding? Why, I got an order the other day. It'll take months to fill. 3 months to be exact.
Oh, now, come on, Foster. You don't
boy
have any
can
order.
play.
I didn't see anything coming in the yard down there. I can't take time off. You don't have anything to do. You've got men working for you.
Well, now, it appears to me we're in sort of a fix. If you can't get a coach, there's only one thing to do. Might as well forget about having a team, that's all.
Are you out of your senses?
Well, look, Mac, I don't like this no better than you. But what else can we do?
Excuse us a minute.
Why don't you find out if
You can. Let's ask him.
Let's try.
What is it, Mac?
Kate, we want to talk to Luke.
Luke?
Let's not make any mistakes. Luke, we don't want you to quit as coach.
What's that? What you saying?
Now, you just keep out of this, Amos.
What do you say, Luke? Will you stay on as coach?
please?
Well, why should I stay on? I mean, I can't seem to make you fellas happy.
Oh, we're happy. We're happy.
Sure. Nobody handles the kids like you do, Luke.
Well,
That's on condition you take orders from us.
He doesn't have to take orders from anyone.
Well, at least he's got to listen to our ideas.
Will you? Stop that. Now, listen, you don't have to listen to anybody if you don't want to. All you have to do is, well, just stay on as coach and just forget that we ever came here. Okay?
Please, Luke?
well, okay.
Oh, thank heaven. Hey, come on, fellas.
You sure you know what you're doing now, leaving Luke run the team the way he wants to?
Will you be quiet? Luke, you ought to do something about this grandfather of yours. He's nothing but a troublemaker. Go on.
Good night.
Grandpa, you're an old Dickens.
Does this mean we're going to have the team and everything's going to be like it was?
That's right, little Luke. You got your coach, and there ain't nobody going to tell him what to do no more.
Grandpa, I thought you was pretty foxy when you tricked me into being coach, but this one tops it by a mile.
Easy, I was pretty sly, wasn't I? Luke, I want to apologize for sticking my nose in like them other 3-knot heads. But I ain't going to bother you no more.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Now, come on, little Luke, and I'll learn you some more pitching tricks. Sure. You never can tell when the coach might change his mind before the first game. We got to be ready.